bro.
Can you see me?
Oh yeah, I see you. The- Is this like a new camera? I think it looks sharper.
Does it? Oh,
I think
well, no,
so.
it's the same one. Oh,
Maybe it's the angle or something.
maybe I'm just prettier today. You ever think about that, Beatty?
That's true, man. That's the GH. GH is clearing your skin up nice.
Hmm. Does
Hmm.
it look like I've been crying? Because I was just crying.
Actually, I can't see you anymore. It shut off.
Damn it. Huh?
Oh, boom. There you go. Yeah.
Does it
No,
look
it don't
like?
look.
Okay, good.
No.
I just drank some of the apple cider vinegar and I was like tearing up, That
Yo,
shit
you
is
know what?
so foul. Ugh.
I gotta be honest, man. This is gonna sound weird. I kind of like that taste, man. I kind of like it.
Why? Does it take you back to college? You're fucking drinking.
I don't know. Like I know people who are like disgusted by it, like about to vomit when they drink it, and I'll put it in like my intra just to give it that extra flavor, bro.
Dude,
I
there's
like
this
it.
girl who does that same thing.
Hmm.
She lives in Arizona. There's a girl I met down in when I lived down there. It's like I was like, what the fuck? Why do you do that? What's wrong with you? Like
Hmm.
she said it like cancels out the sweetness of the
Yeah,
intra workout flavoring. It's like, what the fuck?
it gives it a little kick to it, a little bitter kick to it.
Uh,
I'm uh, I'm into it. Let's pull up Stu.
it's just the two of us today.
Oh
We're gonna be on
yeah,
our own.
solo. Yeah, we going solo now.
Shit.
Let's
I didn't bring anything to be interesting, man.
let's see what you got there. Listen, we don't know what the fuck we're about to talk about. You
We
guys
never
don't even know
do.
the guest. Yo, bro, that you guys don't even know the guests we having on. They just pop the fuck up. Like
Mutant
I'm,
bitch.
bro, I'm literally like we've been winging this shit from day one, and we don't know what the fuck was happening.
We
You
gotta,
know?
dude, we gotta start keeping a list though, because like there's enough people that have like asked to come on or like want to come on.
Yeah, that's true.
We
That's
gotta keep
true.
track of that shit so we don't double book people and
Hmm. I do.
unprofessional.
I do have like I have this Sunday booked. I have Wednesday. Yeah, I have Sunday. I have these next two Sundays booked. I think I have Wednesday open, but I have these two Sundays booked. Of course, I'm not going to tell you guys who it is because I like catching y'all off guard. It makes it flow better. I don't want y'all expecting somebody. I want to just throw it in there. You know, it keeps things spontaneous. You know, let's pull up Stu. Okay,
What do you
here we
think?
go.
Rate me 1 to 10. Let's do a rate my physique.
Wait, wait. Honestly, bro, start of prep, man. This is really good, man. Like Nick said, this is like you could even be fatter than this, and it would still be a good starting point. So you look bigger, you look rounder, but you look lean. I mean, definitely leaner than last starting point as well. So I
Okay,
think
now say some mean stuff.
let me see if I can find something mean. I mean, your head is a little on the big side, but
Yeah,
there's nothing
that's
wrong with
true.
that. Let me see. I mean, it's hard to pick about the physique. I mean, speaking of balance, I feel like everything is in balance, right?
What do you think of the posing trunks? Do you like the color?
Let me see.
The green?
I would probably go with your skin tone. I'll go a little brighter green. You know, kind of highlight like accent your because you got a nice base tan going on. You know,
Oh
so
man,
I might
I told you guys I'm doing transracial this year, so
yeah.
just wait.
Yo, speaking of that, bro. Yo, I saw James Holland's head.
Yeah,
I,
dude, he's going hard with the MT2.
bro, homie is like he's darker than the horse MD at
It's
this
so
point.
strange looking because like you can tell he's a pasty English guy, like deep down, and it just looks
Yeah.
odd, you know. It's not right.
I think we're so used to how he usually looks too. Bro, I
Yeah.
saw him from the back. I'm like, what is this? Phil Heath? Like, who the fuck is working out here? Dude,
Light
James is
skinned
dark.
James. He's gonna release like
James,
an R&B album soon, you know.
and he got the rag on his head. He needs to start wearing like a do rag. He should wear like a do rag from now on. Work on do rag.
His EBT checks and shit.
Yeah, the whole nine. But he looks good though, man.
He
Still
looks really
strong.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Deadlifting. It's like he's still training heavy, but like this is not heavy for James. This is like a pump workout for him.
Yeah.
I like James, man. You think he would come on? He replied, I think, to like a story.
I think he would, man. I think he's a chatty dude. He's got a lot of interesting
Say,
things to say. Maybe not right now, uh, because he's probably like deep in it. He's 2 weeks out. So
he said it's not a link. Did I send the wrong link? I think everybody else got it.
I'm
Hold
here.
up.
I
My
figured it
bad.
out, dude.
1 second. I don't know what to say. I guess I could email it.
Who's being a dumbass? Who can't get in here?
You'll find out shortly.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
I take back that. I don't think you're a dumbass. Technology's hard. Figure shit out. Come on.
I think I actually have three. I feel like I got three guests that are not part of the regular cast, but one has never been on before. The other two have been on before.
Okay.
Let me see.
Well, I'm quivering and I'm excited.
And angst.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom. Okay. Let's see what we got going on.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, Zayd?
Hello,
Zaylo?
Zayd.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. We got Justin Timberlake joining us.
It's
It just says Justin.
Justin?
We can't see you, Justin.
Yeah, 1 second.
Whose voice is that? Sounds like a
which
like a
which
black guy.
Justin Timberlake? Oh, the jaw.
The ugly ass Justin.
What's up, Justin?
What's up, dog?
Hey, you ever seen that James Bond movie with the villain? He's got like a henchman named Jaws, and he's got like steel teeth, and he bites through metal.
Uh-uh.
You
No,
remind me of him.
That was a
remember seeing
badass
it.
movie.
Yeah, okay. Zayd knows.
Justin, do most people expect you to be like a mean dude?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Why do y'all say that?
I don't know, bro. You can't control it. It's just it's how you look, I guess.
I have a
Like-
really, really bad, especially towards the end of prep, resting bitch face, in the gym.
Yeah.
Everybody's, and then when I talk to somebody, they're like, bro, I thought you were going to be the biggest dickhead ever. And they're like, you're actually cool. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got like the natural shape of your mouth kind of like frowned, just like
It
sitting
does.
there,
Yeah.
so that don't help.
And like the jaw, I don't know. Something about his head shape, you know what I'm saying? Somebody head shape. Cause you look at Joe looks like a nice guy, right? Like without him even
Because
Joe have
Joe's
a-
fat. Yeah. He looks fat and jolly.
Who has a fat face? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be it. Like you look at Joe, nobody looks at Joe and be like, oh, that guy looks mean. Like everybody's like, hey, this looks like a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I
Little
guess
teddy
Zayd, maybe if you don't know, but Zayd always has like a kind of like a smile on his face usually.
Yeah.
If
He's
you
always
see him in
baked.
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
If you see him like in prep when he has the full beard, then maybe you might stay away. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Zayla,
I don't miss it. The fucking BS beard, man. Too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me pull something up. Let me pull up since we got Wyatt on. Let's pull up Wyatt. I haven't seen. You been posting updates?
I just posted today.
Okay, let's
No
see.
updates, but it's a pump.
Let's check it out. You still got that lineup, or that lineup that faded?
If
Still got that
faded.
fade?
From Jay.
we should have Jay on, right?
Dude, we
We
should.
We should. Yeah.
He actually listens to this shit and he likes it.
Yeah.
Like before
Jay's
you,
cool as shit, dude. That's my dog.
yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be funny as hell.
He's so fucking
Bro, you never know what's going to come out of that dude's mouth.
Like, to be honest, I don't know if people realize it, but we actually hold back for the podcast, and sometimes we have to go edit this shit. You're like,
I know.
like I wish we lived in a perfect world where we could just say whatever the fuck we wanted, and we kind of do, but there's some,
To an extent, yeah.
yeah, it is YouTube, So
Nick had some sage advice for me
he did,
last
yeah.
Sunday.
He's right though. He's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you already kind of know that, but it's like you can't help your personality, right?
You know what? I'll just shut up so that you don't have to keep on editing shit out because I know that's a lot of work. You want to just like fucking upload that,
Well, the cool thing is YouTube got this feature you can edit it after you already post it.
Oh yeah,
which is important, right?
That's very handy.
Yeah, because that one time I learned this because that one time I had posted my text messages by accident. I didn't think it was a big deal because it was like 2 seconds, right? But of course, everybody gonna go screenshot it and they're like, "Oh, but Beatty's selling that fentanyl." I'm like, no, it's not. That's not happening. And so I had to go chop that bit out before she gets out of control. Okay,
Justin, how much do you weigh? You look really good, dude.
I'm probably like right at 270.
But he looks shredded off season. It's like, where does the fat even come off? Because his glutes are shredded off season.
Lower abs.
Low abs. he holds 20 pounds. His low abs.
Got a little pooch sack right there.
Really, it's kind of weird. I don't know really where it comes off of.
I think
I just lose size.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before. It's like whether you're like lean off season or fat off season, like if like everybody still loses like 30, 40 pounds. It's like, why?
I think I lost like 20 pounds this year. 20.
Oh, that's pretty lean then. That's pretty lean. But like Stu, you lose like what, 30, 40 pounds usually?
Last year started like 276. I was like 20 to 25, something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, that's definitely less.
I think Stu, he loses in his glutes mostly.
Yeah. My ass isn't as fat as it used to be, but it's still like the fat is part of me. So I've lower ab fat too. It doesn't really look bad on stage, but I can definitely get that leaner. That's still the thickest skin on me.
Well, everybody knows where like for me and Ty, like we can't look at my glutes. Like we look at my glutes like I'm peeled. So we look at my lower abs. That's kind of the dictator on how lean you are.
You're only as lean as your fattest body part. Yep. Right. So it's like
yeah.
So so I remember Compton always be like, oh man, thanks Compton. I'm so happy, I'm getting lean. He's like, man, look at your back, bro. Like, what are you talking about? We still gotta take off like 15, 20 pounds. I'm like, really? How? All from your fucking ass, bro. You gotta lose all that shit,
I feel like Compton, like, is his approach like no bullshit? Like he's gonna send you like the harshest message ever.
Like he's getting nicer, but it's still blunt. Yeah. I just think like as a coach, I think you learn that some people like I personally don't mind, right? But I think you learn that some people like freak out, like like if you're too, still gotta be honest, but if you're too blunt with people, some people like have like a fucking fit, So I think I'm sure. Do you coach people as well, Justin?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you kind of learned that, right? Like some people just can't handle that kind of critique.
Well, what's nice with me is I kind of attract a certain type of client a lot of times. So they a lot of times, I'm sure it's like Stu, like you kind of attract a certain demographic, and a lot of times they can handle it, and the ones that don't, they kind of weed out themselves.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Beatty's too nice to everybody, so
I think for whatever reason, I'll get like for every 10 pussies I get, I'll get like 2 hardcore people.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if I'm hardcore, but I don't think people view me as hardcore because I kind of downplay everything, but I get hardcore, when I'm in the gym and shit, I just don't make it a thing. I just suffer in silence, I guess. I don't know. But like I don't know. I feel like, but Justin just looks hardcore. You see him working out, it's just like, oh, that motherfucker's training hard. Like, it's like you can give effort in different ways, right? I don't know. I feel like Stu goes hard, but it just looks
Justin
different.
has the Branch Warren effect.
Yeah. Well, he gets riled up. I think that's what it is. I think when you get riled up, it's gonna look more intense, right? Whereas Stu has like a calmness.
I used to
Stu
get
still
riled
goes
up.
hard. Yeah.
I used to get riled up, dude, and I kind of miss doing that. Actually, like you remember, Justin, you were there. We were doing bat with me and Pete and Garrett. Like, I don't know what happened, but I got like fucking riled up during that session. I think it was just the environment or something. But
it is, bro. Destination. I like Destination. The environment's just there.
Speaking of which, what's the timetable? What are you looking at?
Man, I'm not even putting a number on it just yet.
All right.
But
keep us posted
within the next couple months for sure.
All right, good.
Oh, like competition plans?
No, moving down there.
Oh, where are you at now? Oh, you're in Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas. You know where that's at?
I didn't know anybody lived there.
I couldn't put it out on a map, honestly.
No, I don't know where that's at. Yeah.
Hold up. I'm going to look up Arkansas real quick. Please hold.
It's right above Texas. It's only like 4 hours from Destination.
And why is it not Arkansas? Can you tell us?
I don't know.
Serious?
I don't know. Why are they putting out Arkansas instead of Arkansas?
Yeah, bro. I thought that was one of the long, flat ones. I didn't know it was shaped like that. Fuck me.
No, it's shaped weird.
But Justin, do you have like a timetable as far as competition plans and off season, shit like that?
Well, we were going to do a Texas Pro, but I got sick for like 3 weeks, and I had my blood work done. I'd already had it planned, and then I got sick, and then so I was on antibiotics and all kinds of different like medications to get unsick or get healthy, whatever you want to say. And basically, it kind of my blood work didn't look real good, so we're like kind of waiting to see if I was sick, because antibiotics screws up a lot of things, and if I was sick and it messed up the blood work, we'll know within like next week. Next week I'm getting my blood tested again. So then, but if you look at the timetable, it was like literally like 24 weeks out, like right now, and I haven't even started my off season. So it's like it's really too far. And then Texas is like one of the last ones, anyways, in the States. So it's like probably 25 now.
What's up, Xavier?
What's up, man?
Oh my gosh, the Aussie. Hello.
There you go.
What's up?
Australia, the first Australian guest we had on, right?
Really? You haven't had Leo?
No, I want to, but then I'm like, are they gonna take my channel down? Because I don't know what's gonna happen. Especially the way we joke around. I feel like he might go even harder because we're so sarcastic and shit.
Bro, Lee would lean into it, man. He'd be like, let's do this.
Let's say the most messed up thing we can, and I'd say get away with it, but like literally, it's almost like I think Nathan Diasha and Lee Priest, every time they're on my channel, it's like with my channel and their name associated, instant like when it goes orange, the thing goes orange. It's not and it says reduced monetization only for some advertisers, but really you'll make like $1 off a video on $0, so it's like instantly lose money.
But it's like the funniest jokes are the jokes that cross the line, though. That's what makes it funny, Well,
that's comedy. Yeah.
I think
exactly.
I feel like it would be a goal of mine to like be the guy who goes on someone's channel and instantly get it demonetized. Like, I want to aspire to that.
That's funny. Hey, Xavier, how do you get that icon next to you like that? I want to get one.
It's literally just, I don't even know how I did it. I've got the template, man. I can make you one just like this. I actually made one for Brett and Martin, but they never got a green screen, but they look cool, man. You can I just sort of changed the color, but it's literally like a green screen. My green screen's actually ripped, so if I stand up, it looks all fucked up behind me. But it's cool. It's just like literally a template I found in Photoshop, and people thought it was real. They're like, oh, your neon sign looks awesome. And I'm like,
I gotta get one for the boys. We're gonna have Kentanol, Zalo, 10 IU stew. It's gonna be
like
great.
our faces in the background. So
just
funny.
your hair surrounding.
But now that Xavier's on, I specifically waited for Xavier to come on before we cover the hottest topic in bodybuilding. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Whose page can I find it on? I don't know. Xavier loves this one.
There's a new.
Oh, no.
Oh no! I know what you're talking about. God damn it!
Everybody like, why you didn't talk about it in the last episode? I'm like, well, we filmed the last episode on Sunday, so that'll be why.
Don't get demonetized, bro.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, there's not much to cover. I mean, you got this young gentleman, if that's what he goes by, a young gentleman doing okay, but the true story. We're not gonna watch this video.
That's just weird to look at.
This is the thing. It like when I first saw this, I thought it was like one of those like fakes, you know. Like I thought this is like some sort of AI thing, people messing with this, like. And then you start reading all the comments, and then you see it's associated with like a contest that's going on. But to look at it, it's confusing. Like, look at him, it's confusing because instantly he looks like a female facially, and like and even physique wise, I don't think 99.9% of men could actually look like this. Like it's actually insane, the physique.
I don't know how it's possible.
Posing's big, huh?
Yeah.
Posing is the point.
Angles.
I mean, hey, he got a great future as like a posing coach or something like that for wellness. I'll give him that. Yeah. But do you guys actually know the full story? I actually heard the full story on somebody's channel. I can't remember.
Please.
So obviously it's not an actual division, but not even in Brazil it's not an actual division. So the guy shows up and he wants to compete in wellness. So the promoter makes a call. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna have you go on with the woman, but I ain't gonna turn down that money neither, boy. So let's go ahead and just compete by yourself, and you get to have a nice trophy and go home as a winner. You know, so he competed against himself, and that's probably the smartest thing to do, right? If you really think about it, because we say this about like other sports in the Olympics, right? How do you handle that? And we usually say, well, have them compete against each other, right? Have like the trans woman compete against each other. I'm not saying this gentleman is a trans woman. I don't know what how he identifies himself, but
has to be a man. They said men against men, women against women, so it has to identify as a man.
So I felt like he made the right call. Like, I'm not turning down that money neither, boy. Come here, pay that whatever you pay, that $100 or whatever you pay.
Dude, there's so many fucking gay bodybuilding fans. Like, get the twink division going. Come on, let's make some money.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it going. So I think he made the right call. Him competing.
What was the other calls?
The other call would be send him back home or let him compete with the woman. Now, I don't actually believe in this criteria that he would be at an advantage being a man. I actually think it would be the opposite, because I mean, it's hard for a man to look like that, right? So in wellness, if men compete against, right in time, Nick, right in time.
I hear men's wellness.
Your thoughts on this, Nick?
Don't have any.
Well, good choice of words, Nick. But
no, it's it's not even worth talking about.
Yeah, everybody wants to hear about it, but it's not an actual division. It's not going to happen. It's pretty much a guy that showed up, wanted to compete against women, and they let him compete against himself, which is, like, you know, we were just saying, is the right choice, right?
It's not a division in the pro league, but they did say like they're actually putting this content. This was like almost like a exhibition for it, but the next contest they put on, they're actually going to have this in. This is obviously not associated with NPC, IFB. It's just
what league is
independent thing.
Huh?
Sorry?
What league
Oh,
is
yeah.
it?
I don't know, some league in Brazil. But
No league.
I think they should just. Well, I guess. Okay, the thing is, if you don't, I don't think there's enough of a demand to have a full competition. But it's better than competing against a woman, But what I will say, like I said, is that I don't think a man has the advantage in wellness because most men can't look like that,
I mean, to be fair, like just judging the physique, the guy fits the criteria. Like
Perfectly, yeah, actually, yeah.
And
I mean, I agree.
It's just
my man did his thing, yo.
He definitely worked hard. I mean, it just looks a little creepy, but he fits the wellness criteria perfectly. I mean, he just, it's just I don't know.
Stance down to perfection.
He been practicing. He was practicing for this shit. His moment.
Yeah.
And he went viral, bro. He went viral as fuck. So congrats to this gentleman. What's his name? Anybody know his name? Congrats to this guy.
I know his DMs are probably blowing up from
Listen,
the
let's be
rainbow
real.
folk.
We know that there's a lot of schmoes in the sport, so I'm sure he's getting all kind of requests, man. All right. What's up, Nick?
What up?
How you liking Jersey so far?
It's nice being home.
Huh?
You like the
Nice
snow?
being home.
What gym are you training at?
Well, luckily it only snowed for like an hour and it didn't even land, so that was nice.
It looked like it was landing in the videos.
Well, on the snow, it did like on the grass, but nothing really in the street.
Yeah.
And then it melted within like an hour. The sun was out. I was like, all right, it's okay.
But low key, part of me misses like getting to wear like a jacket and Timbs. You know the Timbs. You gotta wear the Timbs.
You gotta have the Timbs, bro. Hoodie and Timbs. Hoodie, sweats, and Timbs, bro.
I kind of miss that over here. Like I don't really get to like wear nothing really, So
it never gets like that cold, no.
No. How's the weather down where you at, Xavier? In Australia?
It's like depends what part of Australia you're in. So if you're like in Queensland, like which is like Brisbane, Gold Coast, stuff like that, like sort of halfway up or higher, it's gonna be hot as shit. Like right now because it's summer. But you go down to like Tasmania where I was born, which is like a separate island from Australia.
Yeah.
Like even in summer, like at night, you're like, oh yeah, I know I need to put some warm clothes on. Like it's not always that hot, but it's like because it's a separate island, it's like 1 minute can be sunny, hot, and then the next minute can be just pouring down. So it varies, man. Like because Australia is so big, it's like America. It's like the top of America compared to the bottom of America, completely different weather. So yeah, it's sort of the same deal. But yeah, it's like the bottom of America, like Florida. That's like the top of Australia, like really humid, like unbearable. It's not even that hot, but you just sort of like go outside and you're like, why am I so wet? Like you just start
the humidity, bro.
Yeah, humidity's a killer. I had no idea because being from like down in like Tasmania originally, then I moved over to Perth, which is like the other side of Australia where it's the only sort of capital city over there, and that's all dry heat. And then just going to the humidity, it's like, I don't know how you did it, Nick, like living in Florida, because it's just, yeah.
That's why I left.
Yeah.
But
crazy, man.
Does Florida have seasons or do they get cold at all or no?
No, Florida, like, no. I think the coldest it got was like maybe 60.
Oh yeah, that's not, yeah.
I remember the first
But
time
it was still humid as shit.
Yeah.
First time I ever went there was Tampa in 22. That was the first time. That's the only time I've ever seen Nick in real life. He was
that was the first time we met up, right?
No, I didn't meet you. I just saw you walking around the expo because you're hard to miss.
Oh, I thought we met. We didn't meet.
No.
Well, fuck me then.
I'll see you in. You're going to the Arnold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you there. Anyways,
Yeah.
so you get tanned up for the show, right? I was doing like checking pictures outside because that was a good spot for it. I'd fucking start dripping sweat. It's August in Tampa, bro. It was terrible. And my tan's running.
Tampa is definitely, I think, one of the most humid places in Florida. Because when I lived in like Stuart, Florida, which was I guess more upward, it's humid, but nowhere near as bad as Tampa at all.
Stuart,
Yeah.
Florida. I got to get out there, huh?
You gotta get out there. Where do you guys think is the best place to live? Where like as far as weather goes? But I guess it depends on what you like. I think me and Nick being from East
You
Coast.
can't answer that. I think it's just very. What do you prefer?
San Diego. Like,
San Diego is nice.
San Diego's amazing.
San Diego is nice.
But me and Nick are from the East, so we kind of like seasons, just not too
I
far.
I do love all the seasons.
Yeah, it makes it fun. Like you get to switch it up. You can do like different things. You can wear different clothes, but not to the extent that it's fucking 0 degrees snowing though. That's too far.
Well, we don't. That's Canada type shit.
But like it, what happened?
Well, I was gonna say because I love fall. Fall's my favorite season. So like when I lived in Vegas or even Florida, and it's just like another day, and I like to be with the leaves. I like to see all the dark. Like I like that type of shit. So living in Florida and stuff, I was like, man, this ain't the same. Trying to go pumpkin picking while you're sweating your balls off ain't so fun.
Yeah.
We need a Nick fall photo shoot, fucking
Throwing leaves up.
yeah, flannel, pumpkin spice, the whole night.
Oh, I'm basic bitch, bro. I love anything pumpkin, bro.
Pumpkin.
That's why I'm so happy the Olympia is in early October. I can enjoy my pumpkin season.
Oh yeah. Okay, but Vegas. Every time I've been to Vegas, it's hot as fuck. But I've heard
Vegas gets cold, bro.
I did hear that. Okay. I'm actually thinking about moving to Vegas, man.
Bro, it was like not this past week, but I'll say like a couple weeks ago. Mornings, it was like 20, 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
In Vegas?
Yeah, bro.
What the
Desert.
fuck?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. I mean, the coldest we've had here in LA, what you say, Zay? Like what?
65?
No, it gets like at
degrees?
nighttime. Like at
Oh,
nighttime.
nighttime. Yeah,
It
like
was
55.
colder. It was colder in Vegas when I left than when I came to Jersey.
Damn, what the fuck? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess, but that's not a bad thing. I wouldn't mind that. Like
Vegas does get cold. It doesn't snow or anything.
Mhm.
Like the whole time I've lived there, it snowed once, which was when I first moved there, and it was like a little drizzle. But that's all I seen. But it does get like cold as shit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm still debating about it. I don't know if I'm gonna go Vegas yet, but that's at the top of the list. All right. Let's see if we got any Arnold updates. This guy here.
Usual carousel, check the pages, see who's looking good.
Yeah. I saw. Well, I guess he's not doing Arnold, but I think I saw Nexzilla post some. Let me see.
Is he doing New York or what?
He's Rubiel, I think.
There's no telling with this guy, man, because it's hard to tell when he's dieting or not, to be honest, because he just kind of looks like a ball of muscle.
He got some big ass legs, little.
That's insane, bro. You guys think there's benefits to having like standout body parts like that? Like you think his legs are gonna help him replace things?
No.
Okay.
For me, no, and I'll tell you why, because there's not much detail in them.
Okay.
If they were that big and peeled, I mean, I still think it's too overly big compared to his upper body, but at least they're peeled.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's just a big ball of muscle and not really many lines, I don't see that being a benefit.
Do you think it was a conditioning issue, or do you think it's just they just don't have that much lines in them?
I just don't think he has that much lines in him.
Yeah,
What's really weird, like his legs from the side, like he's got some cuts from the side, and I'm like, they look pretty nice. They look good. But from the front, I'm like, sometimes I look at them, I'm like, they look like they have so much fluid in them or something. Like it just is a completely different look to anyone.
It could also just be that it's just really new tissue, and it's just not matured yet.
Yeah.
Because he's my age, right? Or younger?
Yeah, he's your age.
Yeah.
29, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because new muscle sometimes is okay. So the muscle is 70% water, right? But new muscle seems to be a little more watery, right? You know how you gain that, you get up to like 300 and you look watery, and eventually that 300 gets tighter and tighter. It's like it takes a
Yeah.
while for that new muscle to look
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's part of it. Listen, a couple years ago, yes, his legs were big, but they look like half the size they look now. Like his legs, everything grew, but his legs grew maybe too much.
And
Um,
obviously, when you grow at a fast rate like that, it's just not matured. It's not set in. You know, it needs time.
what I will say is that I think Ramy was able to win the Olympia with crazy legs because Ramy is wide as a fucking house, right?
Ramy's
Now,
best look was when he won his first New York Pro.
I would agree. I would agree about. I think that was his best look.
Because
His
in my
legs.
opinion, he was huge, but
Mhm.
like at the same time, it was a combo of everything. I mean, he had an aesthetic look to him, believe it or not. His legs were detailed. He was wide. He was thick. He was huge. Nothing was really crazy out of proportion
Mhm.
from his leg standpoint. And I just think, like, why wouldn't you want to just kind of maximize on what you have, but yet you still like, what are you building for?
I feel like the Oxygen crew that got a hold of him just kind
Mhm.
of they really screwed him up over the years because he was, flip flop between all these coaches, and he was with the Oxygen guys, and they're probably pumping him full of God knows what. And
Who did he work for that New York? Was that Dennis?
That's
At the
what I was
time?
wondering. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
think it
think
might have
Dennis,
been Dennis James.
but I don't
Yeah, I
believe
think it might have been
Dennis.
too, Nick. Maybe.
It was like okay, Batter said that like I think Dennis said it too. Like he wasn't actually coaching him. He's his friend and helps him to his best of his ability.
Well,
But
whatever they did for New York, they should have just sticked with that.
Oh,
yeah,
Dennis James definitely prepped him for the 2014 Olympia because I went there and I remember he had a bit of a hamstring injury just before it as well, so he couldn't flex it 100%. Because I remember him walking out and being like, "Oh, you know what that's about, Nick." Like, you could tell he just couldn't from the back when he turned around. You're like, nah, he's just not there. So I know Dennis coached him for that one 100%. I don't know if he did all his diet, but as far as I know, he prepped him.
Batter said that like he hired Dennis to give him more like popularity, put him in the media more. But Batter claims that Batter claims that he was prepping Ramy or he had somebody prepping Ramy. He said that on RX Muscle before, but those guys are beefing, so you can't really believe what it's hard to believe, who to believe in that scenario. But
Yeah.
I was saying with Ramy, right? Ramy, yeah, he's wide as a house, so even though his legs are huge, he's able to have more width up top than his leg sweep. Whereas Nexzilla actually has like a narrow clavicles, right? As big as he is, he's not a wide guy. So these legs might hinder him actually, long term.
I agree.
He just really has to bring his shoulders up. His shoulders are kind of weak.
Yeah. If you don't have wide clavicles, you have to have insanely huge shoulders like Phil or I guess even like Kevin Levrone. He didn't have narrow clavicles, but they got their shoulders so big that they appeared. Even Ronnie didn't have wide clavicles, but his shoulders.
Yeah, he did. Pretty fucking wide.
No, he
No,
didn't.
not
Ronnie?
next to Jay.
Ronnie
Jay was
Coleman?
wide as hell.
No, he
Ronnie
didn't.
was pretty.
Stu,
I thought Ronnie was pretty wide.
Yeah.
he was big, but let Ronnie stand next to Jay. Let him stand next to Marcus Rule. Let him stand next to what's the guy that beat him at the GNC?
Gunther.
Gunter Schlierkampf. Excuse me.
Here's the thing: there's a difference between having wide clavicles and being a 300-pound monster. Samson is a 300-pound monster. Ronnie is a 300-pound monster. That doesn't mean they're wide guys. You know what I'm saying? Nick is a 300-pound monster. So they just have so much muscle that it doesn't matter. But wide clavicles, you're going to have that even back when you're small. Look at Ronnie when he was smaller. It wasn't a wide structure. Jay, when he was smaller, was wide, So there's a difference. But that's my point. If Rubio gets...
I'm looking at a picture of him side by side right now, and he's pretty close to the same width. Just looking at the position of the shoulder joint, right? To Jay, maybe a little narrower than Jay. but Jay is like
when you see it in
retarded.
person, man, like Jay, like I competed as a teen in like the IFB Nationals, and Jake was guest posing there. So this is like when Jay, I think, just won an Olympia, and he walked past me backstage, and he had his posing trunks on, and I was just, I glanced for 1 second. I'm like, who's that insanely fat guy? Because I'm like, no one can be that big. Like I thought there's no other
That guy.
possibility. Yeah, because I was like, whoa, I just saw a lot of human just there, like very wide. I look back, I'm like, his shoulders are so abnormally wide. And everyone was just staring at him because in person, like you can see the width difference. And I had Ronnie come to a gym that I was working at. It was actually when he just lost that record breaking ninth Olympia he wanted to win. So he just lost that and then came straight to Australia. And he came into the gym I was working in. And yeah, like you said, it was like he's enormous, like in terms of muscularity. But when you look at the shoulders in person, you're like, he's probably that much less or whatever on each side at least than Jay. But yeah, he's got a couple of inches on each side. But it's like it's actually really noticeable in person, and that's what sort of a lot of people say about Jay and Ronnie in terms of that like width factor. But then Ronnie just compensated with so much muscle. It was like Phil. Like people said, Phil had narrow clavicles, but it's like no one talked about that when he's winning Mr. Olympias.
It's like there's levels to it, right? It's like some people are really narrow, some people are cut, but like I think me personally, I think there's a huge difference between Ronnie's shoulder width and Jay or Marcus Rule or those guys. I don't think it's close. I just think, they're just big. When people are big, they're still going to be big, right? Like Rubio in the lineup, I don't think he looked narrow, but on his own body, like in comparison to his legs, he would have to be insanely wide. And Ramy was insanely wide. He was just ridiculously wide. So it kind of worked. Yeah. So it gave him that X frame. Rubio, he doesn't seem to have that X frame because of his legs are just so fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I wonder if it'll actually hold him back, because I mean, his first pro show, he got third. Is that going to prevent him from like winning shows because the proportions are out of whack, or is he just going to be consistent, like second, third, fourth place finisher? Because I mean, personally, my taste is like, I do not like out of proportion looking guys. It's cool to have big legs, but it's not what you want on stage if they're just totally blowing everything else away. So I just wonder how they'll judge him, because it kind of depends. Sometimes they treat it as like, yeah, that's out of proportion, you get docked for it, and sometimes it's like, holy shit, that body part is so good, and the rest of them is good enough that the lack of proportion is not going to hurt him. It's just a little cherry on top,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it.
That's what happened to Shoulder Guy, isn't it?
Remember what's that guy's name?
I mean, he didn't have a back though, so
the back was missing quite a bit. But I guess it depends who you stand next to. Like, I think Rubio is gonna beat 95% of the guys, but when he stands next to like a Samson, he lost to Crizzo. I thought he should have beat Crizzo personally. Anybody else thought he should have beat Crizzo?
I had him over Crizzo.
Yeah, I did too.
How about Crizzo?
Crizzo was hard, dude. Like the condition on Rubio is like, it's not there yet. Who knows if he's going to be like one of these Akeem guys where he just never gets it, or whether it's like Carlos where he hasn't done it yet, but he needs to just figure something out. Carlos just has his gut issues that I think are getting in the way.
Yeah. So as long as he, let's say if he had, I guess, wider clavicles, which he can't do. So if he had bigger shoulders, does he beat Crizzo? I think so. I think that would be even in that same conditioning. If his shoulders match like his quads.
And his neck is so wide that it actually makes his clavicles look like small. Because it goes like so far out, and then you got shoulders that are probably like, he's obviously ridiculous, but it's just that's probably his weakest body part. So it's crazy to see someone with such crazy traps, but then their shoulder, like that's their biggest body part probably with their legs, and then the shoulders just aren't as big. It's just that's the main thing in terms of aesthetics on his physique. It's just the fact his neck's so wide and his shoulders are smaller. I think that's the main thing. And if you brought his shoulders up heaps, I think his aesthetics get way better, you know.
The dude's got to have like an industrial grade CPAP to be able to breathe.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Okay.
The whole oxygen room.
You can have a standout freaky body part as long as you have some balance within your physique. So it's like the arm debate, right? Technically, both sides make sense, right? Yes, freaky arms would look okay. Freaky arms look good on Nick because Nick has a good back, Nick has good legs, Nick has good shoulders.
Nick's just freaky everywhere, though.
Yeah, that's my point. Now, if his arm's more freaky, yeah, but you still have to have everything else. Now, if Nick's back was a little weaker or something like that, then it's like, chill out on the arms. Same with Phil, because the argument, a lot of people say, what about Phil Heath? He won all these Olympics. I'm like, motherfucker, like, as crazy as Phil's arms was, he's still known for his back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like
his back was freaky.
That's what I'm saying. So, okay, is his arms a freaky body part? Yes, but then you say, well, so is his back, and then some people say, well, even his shoulders. So it's like you kind of you have to, yeah, you got to have it all. You know what I'm saying? Boom, because if you don't have it all, the freaky body parts only matter if everything is already there in spades. But then the argument is, well, then is it a freaky body part or are you just a freak? You know, I don't know. So I think that's
we're having this debate back, people were having a debate back in like the 80s when Tom Platz was competing, because there was an Olympia where Franco missed it, and then people saying Platz should have won, but other people saying Danny Padilla should have won, and it's like, well, how much did that matter? Because if Tom Platz didn't have his legs and they were equal with his upper body, it's like, does he place better? It's like, probably not. But I still agree with Stu that back then balance was more, I suppose, weighed than today, I guess, in general, because I think you mentioned that on like last episode, Stu, or one before. But yeah, it's weird because we're still having this debate, you know, from the 80s to the 20s or whatever you call it now. So
big arms look cooler though. They just look cool for sure. Yeah. All right.
I can agree with that.
Okay, so I feel like a good counter to Rubio would be somebody who is doing Arnold. Horse MD
he just posted an update.
Or see, now he has huge legs, but he has wide clavicles.
But his legs are also pretty detailed, I think.
Yeah, they are. And it's like that's the thing about
big ass outer sweeps.
Yeah. That's the thing about the balance, because I could make it when his arms are up like that, he has actually really big arms. When they're down, maybe not as big, but still, all things considering, he has wider clavicles with a smaller waist than Exilla. With on his body, his legs look just as good. You know, so they're not like as big as they are. It's not like Exilla, like, what the fuck am I looking at? Holy shit. It's like they're big, but they're not so far off of balance. So I think Horse might do even better. Like, at least
I got him in top 5.
It's gonna come down to his back, or his back double bicep.
Yeah. That's gonna. Well, who got a better back, him or Nexzilla?
I think Nexzilla.
Probably Nexzilla.
More meat on it, definitely.
Yeah, like maybe not wide, but the thickness. Oh, here you go. Okay.
He's a freak.
Okay. That looks really good.
That looks insane. Yeah. Well,
I'm
the
impressed.
best. Who's the best side tricep in the IFBB right now?
Me.
Rubio.
Even Nick. I think Rubio.
He's got so much detail going on there. His side his hamstring doesn't really hang, and his quad doesn't really pop up. It doesn't look pretty down there, but there's enough meat that makes up for it. And then the way his whole upper body just flows down to his waist is really good.
Is it better than Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon's is nice.
See, I would have to see it side by side.
Me too. Well, they hit it different. Nexzilla hits it completely from the side. So you're really seeing his tricep and his legs. Brandon almost turns into like a most muscular. So you see his entire shoulder width and you see his chest, because Brandon turns to the side. So you see, you see his width and everything. So they hit it so differently that it's hard to compare. But I don't know, man. You got to see it side to side. Yeah, you got to see it side to
I
side.
do. I gotta see it side to side.
Hey
But
Nick,
this is
your side tricep. I remember you copped a bit online for people saying, "Oh, your side tricep is one of your like weaker shots." I've looked at your side tricep, and maybe it's varied in contests, but like I feel like it wasn't that weak of a shot compared to what
said it was
people were
weak?
saying. Like,
Who said it was weak? It's absurd.
Name drop. Call him
it
out.
was mentioned on a few podcasts. I think even like when
It
you were
was
with
probably
like,
people who don't like me.
yeah, I agree.
I have quite a few podcasts like that.
Do you have a side tricep up anytime recently?
Not. I don't know. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, because most people like we're not gonna post that off season most of the time because off season is hard to reach.
That is
your arm.
not an off season pose.
Yeah, agreed.
No,
you can be like 9% body fat or 10% body fat, and it still looks like you're probably like 15 when you're doing a side tricep.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts. So, okay, who did you guys have third at the Arnold? I think I'm going for Rafa at third.
Yeah, Raf.
I got James.
Yeah,
You got James.
I think so.
Yeah, I got James too.
Y'all got James? I don't know, man.
He just has to nail the peak.
Who, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's shredded.
in full, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like he comes in either full as a house or shredded, but on the flat side, right? It seems like we haven't seen him.
The way James' physique is, James has to be full
as a house.
Yeah, there's no way around it. There's no way around it.
But like,
I think the only criticism I can give James, and this is just my opinion, is I don't think his back is a strong point.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's thick, but it doesn't have like the lat width, right? Like,
yeah, he just doesn't. Things don't pop out and flare. You know, he's a big brick of white guy muscle. That's what do you expect? But yeah, he looks pretty.
Do you think if he put his chin up or his chest up, it would look better?
Probably, yeah.
He's got a good side try.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He's following.
I think that's a very strong pose for him because his waist is nice and tight too.
Yeah,
he's dark, bro. Look, this is the darkest we've seen him.
Mono tan.
Yeah, he's not playing around. Look at this video. Me and Stu was looking at it earlier. I thought it was Kevin Jordan or some shit. That was a light skinned guy. Look at this. He's dark. It look dark here, man. But yeah, that's good though. But do you think James is narrow?
For his height? For his height, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a little on the narrow side, yeah.
Which is why, he's got big lats, right? But they're just not coming out as wide as they should.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think. But that's why Nick said he has to be full because him being a bigger structured guy, but his clavicles aren't super wide, he has to be full to get that illusion,
I mean, based on his look, I feel like he doesn't really have much more to go, if any at all, to be honest.
I hope he wears those trunks on stage, those crazy colorful ones.
And he's also pretty fucking dry, I don't.
As long as he doesn't do anything cute.
His side leg is good.
And this is old. This is a week ago. Okay.
So this one's in the gym, but all the other updates, he's on the Menace podcast and he said he's taken him like fasted first thing in the morning. So you can see the fullness difference just in this video alone compared to the photos. So, and I was going to say, Nick, he's following your approach by doing some of those photos, like doing photos after cardio first thing in the morning. I would not have the balls to do that at any level because, man,
I do it all the time.
It's huge. It's a huge difference, though.
Personally, I think I look the best in the morning. But I
don't post pictures after cardio though. I do it before I do cardio.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you did it after cardio one time. I'm like, man, that is like, are you trying to look?
No, I would
like
never. Because then you just look more flat.
Yeah. When you wake up,
and you still look mental.
You look dry. I personally I piss out 5-7 pounds of water overnight. And it's totally different.
Yeah. I think I look better in the morning too, because by later in the day, I'm fuller, but not hard, you know. But somebody like James, I think he probably would look better during the day, just because he has a really good metabolism. He seems to flatten out pretty easily. But James over, yeah. If James is, I mean, he is shredded. So if James is full at the house, I think he can beat Rafa. But I feel like Rafa is more tried and true in the bigger shows. Like he got top 10 at the Olympia. He also beat Samson before. Now, granted, that's a different Samson, but still, that's still got to be a feather in your cap. Well, James probably beat Samson before.
I think he did.
Yeah.
So I give that on. Yeah, so yeah, he looks a little bit narrow in some of the, but he's flat hair. He's for sure flat hair. He's flat hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, even his quads are down. Like,
yeah, he's flat. I'm gonna have faith in Milos to fill him out because Milos is great at filling guys out.
I don't think he's gonna listen to Milos.
If he pushes it too hard, if he tries to overcarb him, he might not, because their relationship seems like it's like a helping hand, not like do as I say.
Who knows though? Overcarbing him might make him look better.
I think so. I think it will.
Some people have like that type of body where being a little spilled a little bit's a better look.
Yeah.
I mean, I loaded fucking hard before New York. I don't think I spilled, but I was like really full. And like the more that I eat, the harder I get, because it's just like pulling the water in
100%.
where it needs to be. And you know, this isn't me, but like other people, they can overdo it.
Yeah. But then people say like, okay, come in 10 pounds lighter, right? You can say that, but you don't know what that looks like. You're assuming that 10 pounds lighter is just going to look the same, but drier. That 10 pounds lighter could look.
No.
James has done that before. I mean, he showed up like super dry and flat when he was with Patrick, and it wasn't a good look for him. You know, he's got to be a big man. That's his game. So play your game.
And I'm pretty. James is not a short guy neither. Like
he's like 5'11".
Yeah.
He's a little on the taller side.
Hell yeah. You remember that year that Rami worked with Chris Aceto, and everybody was like, just bring him in 20 pounds lighter. Anybody can do it. A fucking ape could do it. Okay, yeah, he came in 20 pounds lighter. He was unrecognizable. We didn't know what the fuck he was looking at. Exactly. So it sounds simple, but bodybuilding, I think we like to assume things, right? Oh, how come Akeem doesn't get shredded? He just do more cardio. Motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck Akeem is doing. He's probably doing 3 hours of cardio.
Yeah.
And eating lettuce. Yeah.
Exactly. So we assume it's okay. Even Andrew, I could say that Arnold, he was flat. You know, he was very flat, you know, and it's like just coming lighter. But that wasn't his best look. His best look was Texas when he was full, but not as detailed, actually. So, you know, it's easy to just tell people do this. It's so easy. But
like I know for me, I look better fuller.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I think that my favorite look on you is probably the year you won the Arnold. And you've continued to add tissue there, but like just like your delts
that was
and
stuff.
Yeah. Like that was really a good look.
Yeah.
Like Ian was harder by a bit, right? But like everything else was just on there for you.
Yeah. But with Ian, he doesn't have detail. Like he's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see like his abs and stuff, like how Nick's abs are kind of like you see everything. Ian is hard, but then you don't see a lot of lines. So I think
Nick is kind of like that too. Like Nick's glutes
to a point
are like when you're like really like flat and dry, like you can see some lines in there, but they're not like, you know, Flex Lewis, you know. That doesn't really matter though in person, because from the judges table you can see how thin somebody's skin is. So I don't think it gets in the way much.
And trying to do that, you might look like shit. Imagine if Samson said, "Let me get my glutes like Derek." We're not gonna want to see that, Samson. Like,
I feel like a lot of times when people chase glute lines, they just look worse.
Yeah,
100%.
He probably doesn't even have that underneath, so like it's not gonna help. You know, his hamstrings are dry and hard, like, you know. But I have like one line in my glute. It goes like right through the middle, and that's it.
Yeah. Man, when I tell you I was pulling and pulling and pulling food, and I'm like, I think I see one line in my glute. I see one line, but then the rest of my body looks like shit. That's serious. And I think I see it, but then the rest of my body is falling the fuck apart, and it's like, where do you draw the line? Where the fuck do you draw the line? So
Yeah.
I don't think you should listen. Derek's glutes look like that fucking 12 weeks out. So
Derek has to try it in the off season. You know what I mean? Like it.
Exactly. That's like a Wyatt, Justin Wyatt. His shit is tried in the offseason. So don't try to get Wyatt glutes because you're probably not. You're just gonna look fucked up.
Yep.
So many people have been ruined by be like, I'm chasing Munzer conditioning. It's like, okay, well, you're chasing probably like 15 less pounds on your physique and a flat look. You know what I mean? Because they just will go to it no matter what. It's like, dude, you shredded already. And that's the one thing I get nervous about with James for this contest prep. But
James
they are refilling.
Right now.
Yeah, he's peeled.
Ready.
He's peeled 4 weeks out, and like that detail in that back double bicep, I'm like, oh, that's like probably not too far away off. Like if you pushed it hard for a week, like you'd probably fall apart, and James has that dense muscle. So if it's not like popping and pushing against the skin, it will hurt him because he's got the physique there. He looks insane. And like when he won that British Grand Prix, he was nuts, like really insane, full and shredded.
I don't think he'll fuck it up, man.
And sometimes if you go too far, it's like it takes way too long to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just fill up for a week and be good,
Yeah.
Especially somebody his size.
James been lean for like 8 weeks, bro. He's been lean for a while now.
James in his off season, he's still lean. Like James doesn't really ever get fat. Let's just be honest.
It's just that white boy grain train.
Yeah, he got that in spades, but he's light skinned now at this point.
Oh yeah, no.
I have never seen James like heavy.
Yeah, maybe a few years ago, man. When I remember he used to do training videos for the Train by JP site, and he was 300 pounds plus then, but like not for a bit. You're right.
Dude, he has exactly 1.4 million followers to the number exactly.
But even James over 300 pounds was still like relatively lean.
Yeah. This is how does he have it down to the zero?
Dude, it just rounds.
That's not what mine looks like.
It just rounds
does it go
on the computer. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly 1.4.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, that's wild. Well, normally it says 1.4, but that was like the exact number.
I've never seen that. Now, this is a completely different physique, bro. Like, you can't even compare the two physiques. This is like, look.
Yeah.
I just think with him, the main thing he was just missing was size. So if he improved drastically on that, then he could definitely place pretty high.
Yeah, look at
with him. Does he just not push in the off season or what? Because he's been small forever. Smaller.
I wouldn't say
small's rough.
Smaller, my bad.
No, you're right. I mean, he competed for so many years in probably the 240s, right? For a guy his height.
230s and stuff like that when he was with Aceto.
Yeah,
at one point, yeah.
Guess how heavy he is now? He posted a scale thing the other day, and I did the conversion, like from kilos. Guess how heavy he is after carb day?
At this moment,
as of about 5 days ago.
At the very end of the day,
he was 277, and his feet on the scales, no pants on, no shoes.
Butt naked.
Okay.
I don't know butt naked, but he probably had shorts and a singlet.
Did you see his cock?
I can see his
Am I the only
penis.
one
Just
that
the
weighs
tip.
himself naked in the morning?
Oh yeah, I do.
I do that.
Oh yeah, I don't even put my posing trunks on.
Dude, I'll pee like 5 times before I get on that scale, bro. I make sure I'm empty.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one who does this. Okay.
Nah, bro, that's ritual.
Now
it has to be as accurate as possible.
Try to squeeze out a shit when there's nothing there.
Like right before I get on, I'm like, ooh, I gotta pee again, and it's like this little drizzle. I'm like, it's ounces right there.
Now take that 277 at night with 1,000 grams of carbs and turn it into like fasting weight on a regular low to moderate
268.
Carb. Exactly my point. And Rafa seems to drop a lot of water weight toward the end. At least with Chris Aceto, he did. So I don't believe that 277 is about to translate to like 260 on stage. I really don't
It was.
think so.
He said it was after a carb day too. So like, I think honestly, he probably low 260s, but that's still like he's probably 250 before. So if he's added 10 pounds to a super
even 10 pounds for him, it's gonna make a difference.
Yeah. If I had to guess, honestly, listen, a lot, with the weights, I think sometimes we get carried away with the measurements and stuff. And like for somebody to even post a picture of like their weight at the end of a carb day shows that they're really looking at the weight closely. But I don't think he's gonna be over 250. I think he's gonna be like around 250 still. Because
Matt usually has me do that the closer we get to a show. I give him the morning weight and then my bedtime weight, and then we see how much it fluctuates through the night.
Yeah, but Matt wants to see how much water you're holding and how much water you're getting rid of and shit like that. Yeah. That makes it. But like if you post it, that probably means you want your weight to look higher, right? More than likely, because I think most people are gonna just post fasted weight, right? So in my head, like I don't believe he's gonna all of a sudden be a 260-pound body, but I think he's still gonna be. I think he can still be third though, but I think he's still gonna be around 250 max. I think personally. And
he's a little taller too.
Yeah. He is, yeah.
5'10" or something, yeah.
He's about my height, but I saw him at Goals before. He's about, I think 5'11" something like that. But I mean, he looks.
Yeah.
He's bigger, definitely in upper body, because the legs look about the same, but the arms, shoulders.
I think his legs definitely.
Yeah, his legs look bigger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Look at his nose, man. Like
his nose grew too, yeah.
He got that, what face,
Well, it's that what is working because he looks bigger.
Hey man, preacher of the choir here.
Yeah.
I love it when people say he's blown out his waist. I'm like, no, he hasn't. Like, not at all.
No,
not even close. No,
not at all. I mean, it's really the proportions. Listen, everybody's waist. If you add 20 pounds, your waist is going to be a little bit bigger. As long as it looks proportionally the same, that's all that matters. Nobody's waist is as small as it was at the fucking heavyweight.
No, the bigger you get, everything's going to grow to some degree.
Exactly. All right, I think that's enough for the rounds. This looks good, actually. That's a good front double. That's a good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think that's enough for the rounds. I don't want to do any more 3-hour podcasts, man. I got shit to do these days.
What you gotta do?
You feel me?
So
what I gotta do?
Yeah, you.
You know what I gotta do, Nick. Me and you talk.
Yeah, that's true. I get it. Message received.
Move weight.
I got plans later today too.
Oh, I bet you do.
All right, let's get into the questions. Let's see what we got.
Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to the squad. Favorite intra-carb source? Cluster Dextrin, Gatorade. Oh, there you go. You answered it quick there. Cluster Dextrin, Gatorade, candy, Pop-Tarts, you name it.
Candy.
Pop-Tarts. Intro workout?
Toaster in the gym?
I'm old school, man. If you got a coach that gives you some candy for intro workouts, you got to go, champ.
Yeah.
I'm not working with you.
It drives me wild when you see kids having bags of lollies on the machine while they're training. I'm just like, come on, man.
Shouldn't
get a drink or something.
Yeah, that's not smart. I've seen coaches do like Pop-Tart pre-workout. With the pre-workout
meal. The last thing I want to do though is mid-training eat something. Like I'm fucking training.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But even intra, I think a drink is enough. But honestly, when I'm in prep, I don't even do intras because it's so hard for me to lose weight. I don't want no variables, just fucking water. Keep it simple. How about you guys? Anybody does anything besides Cluster Dextrin?
Coconut water.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bougie.
Like that.
Do you add sodium to that as well?
Sodium, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I just salt my pre-workout meal a little extra. I'll have chicken and sweet potato, and I'll just put a bunch of pink salt on my chicken, and the pump is pretty good. You know,
About what I do.
Right.
I usually, when I get deeper in prep, I'll put like extra salt in my intra workout, and like even when you're flat and depleted, like you get like a fake pump from it almost just from the sodium being in there.
Water.
A little extra water in you, and
blood pressure
Fake
goes
bump.
up.
a little
I
bit.
like it.
Yeah.
And that was like a Matt Porter thing. It was like he called it fake fullness. Just drink a bunch of water, a bunch of salt, and you'll get a little pump, even if you're flat as a board.
You will.
That shit works. Did anybody bet on the Super Bowl? Anybody got paid?
No,
I didn't bet on it.
but good thing I didn't.
I feel
I
like
used to run a betting business, man. I used to literally run like a sports betting advice business because in Australia, like I know in America, the betting laws are super different, but in Australia, you don't pay any taxes on betting. And we used to have it where like they call it like sharp. Like if there's tons of people betting on it, tons of people that know what they're talking, like know what they're betting on, then the markets, adjust and they become really sharp. But in Australia, you get some like Australian basketball and things like that, or like if you know enough, you can bet on like Turkish basketball, and the lines aren't as sharp, so you can really like make some money because they take like a 10%. Betting companies take like 10% rake, and then on like random player prop markets, they'll take like a 20% rake. So like that's why they'll give you like $1.80 or oh, you guys have different odds to what we have set up, but like just say two teams are playing, each team will be like odds $1.90 each. So if you bet $100 and they win, you get 190 back. So they get that $10. So just take it off the top. But yeah, Super Bowl, man, is it's hard to make money consistently on like something that's bet by so many people.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes we question how legitimate it is. Like, I don't like to question it because it's like these are top pro athletes, like busting their ass, but it doesn't take much. I watched a whole documentary about this. Bro, it's one player in on it. There was one player in on this bet, and he would lose or win by the exact same amount of points that he said he would. I'm like, how the fuck do you even do that? Listen, if you're that good, he'll be surprised what the fuck you can do. But it's on Netflix, bro. This guy, he would be like, okay, I'm gonna lose by 4, and they would lose by 4. I'm gonna win by 2, and I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, can you be that good?
Yeah, there's some dodgy shit going on there, 100%. Like it's been exposed like in so many countries now. There was actually a documentary about basketball in some of these European countries, and like they had like the mafia like coming to the players and be like, oh, okay, here's your family's names and stuff. You're going to lose this game by 1 to 11, or you're going to lose this game by more than 11, and then it's like, okay, yep, we're going to lose this game by more than 11 because we don't want our families to die.
That's why boxing is no longer relevant, really, as a fighting sport. It's like everybody kind of understood that the mob was involved in fixing fights at a certain point, and it really lost a lot of legitimacy.
Well, boxing is so easy to rig though because you got 2 men, and you can get hit softly and fall like for real. So it's like it's not hard to fake that. It's super easy to fake that, right? But I think the purists of sports, they find it so hard to believe because they want to believe the world is fair and all this bullshit. Millions and millions of dollars on the line. There's zero chance that people won't have their hands in the pot. There's zero chance. I don't think people understand how the world works. Money runs the fucking world. And if you can't understand that, I don't think you understand how the world works. Nothing is impossible, bro. Everything you hear can and will happen at some point. So this idea that it's impossible, you can never break. First of all, it's happened plenty of times. It's happened at the Olympic level. It's happened in different countries. It's happened in the NBA. The guy went to jail, came out, wrote a book. He's betting on the games. And like, so we're talking about the NBA. So the idea that this could never happen. Yeah, Tim Donaghy. You know about that. Yeah. So it's like, not that it can happen, it's already happened a bunch of times. So we can't say like there's no chance. It's like, yes, there is. I can't say if it did or didn't, but it's not out the realm of possibility. And
dude, I've got a story about I won't let out all the details, but just being in like the sports betting game in Australia, and I was betting like a lot of money at one point, but it was over so many bets. So it was like you dump, 30K down on a weekend or something on sports, but it's over like 200 bets. So you're not going to lose them all, not going to win them all. And you're hoping that you turn every dollar into like $1.10. So if you bet 30 grand, you're hoping to make like 3,000 profit on average. But there was a guy, I'll try to leave it vague, but like there was a professional tennis player playing a game in Australia, a friend, and he basically told someone he knew, he said, look, I'm going to win this match. He's paying like $2.50. So he was the underdog to win. And he said, I'm going to win this match. He said, look, if I don't, I'll get injured. Basically, because then when you get injured back then, the betting laws were like everyone gets their money back. Like it's cash back. So you don't win, you don't lose. And he was losing, and someone I know had like $5,000 on it. And he's just like, oh, he screwed me. Then he goes down with an injury and he's like, oh, it's like, that's just how it works, man. And some of these other guys would have like 50K on it or 60 or whatever. And it's like,
that's crazy.
It's wild, man. But that stuff happens. You hear about it. So
we got to start.
Some people might say, like, if there's betting on bodybuilding, I mean,
I was about to say, we got to start this ring, dude. We had it. Guys,
we had it in Australia.
Mr. Olympia into bodybuilding. We got to bring like gambling in.
Yeah, well, we had it. We actually had it a market in Australia. It was actually the year Sean Roden won. So when the odds first went up, it was like Phil Heath was, trying to think what he was paying, but he was a favorite. But Phil Heath was like $1.80. I'm like, that's almost double your money for Phil. He's won 7 already. He's going to win 8. And I think I put only a little bit on it because they had like a limited amount you could put on, because they limit you on sort of like odd different markets. But then the odds changed dramatically. Phil Heath was like paying hardly anything. And Sean Roden, if you put money on Sean Roden, you would have made bank that year. He was like $15 or something. So like every dollar you put on, 15 times your money.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. And the funny part is that to go back to Super Bowl, for whatever reason, even though they were down, everybody knew that the Chiefs would win. Everybody like, they're going to win. Trust me. They're going to win. Trust me. And then somehow they won. So I don't know.
It felt rigged.
It felt a little strange. All right. Next question. Do you find your clients grow better when keeping, or I guess all of you don't coach. So let's just say, do you find that you grow better while keeping body fat fairly low or pushing food in a way as high as possible? I know Nick's answer. Let's start with Stu. Let's start with Justin, since Stu is on all the time.
I mean, I push food hard, but I still stay pretty lean. So I don't know. I had to push food hard to grow for sure.
Well, I guess it varies. You push it as hard as you can push it without looking like shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer.
Yeah. Literally, whatever. Like, if you can eat 9,000 calories, like Justin, and be lean.
Well, that's the point, right? That's like saying I like to keep body fat in check, right? But I could be like, but I'm eating 7,000 calories.
Yeah.
And then you have Zayd, who's like, I like to keep in check too. My limit's probably around 4,000. It's just going to vary person to person.
Yeah.
You can't really say. What you say, Stu? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think your guiding light should be your body composition. Like if you're talking to Ken about it, like, you can't get that far out of striking distance from a show, competition condition, right? So, and like guys like you and Ken just require less food, period. So
y'all grow off of less food too, though. So it's
exactly,
yeah. And I guess another thing would be like, okay, how easy is it for you to get lean, or how hard is it for you to lean? So when I work with Compton, he'll be like, "Hey, let's bring it down. I don't want you putting on too much fat, right?" Whereas with Joe, if Joe wants to go eat, Compton lets him eat because he's like, "Well, I get him in shape within like 8 weeks, so he doesn't trip on that, right?" So I guess if you know you can get lean easy, you have more leeway. Now, just because you have leeway isn't really like an excuse to get fat. That's kind of on you still, But as a coach, like if I knew I could get you shredded pretty fast, like one of my clients, Angel, is like that, and I let him have his fun. He went to Mexico, he went here, he went there. I'm looking at him like, He's a little soft, but I know in 4 weeks he's gonna drop 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna drop the fat like butter. So I'm not gonna be hard on him. I'll let him enjoy himself. But I mean, why not be perfect anyways? If you really want to make it to the top where Nick is at, why not just be perfect just for the sake of leaving nothing on the table, right?
That's my mindset. I just feel like if you're gonna go all in, win or lose, you can say you did it to the best of your abilities, and that's it.
Exactly. So I think we all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. If you could level up one body part to its genetic peak, which would you choose?
Outer sweeps.
Arms.
Arms. Hey, you said outer sweeps. I think Nick got good legs. If I'm being honest, it like where does your sweep
No,
start?
my quads, and that's another thing. Like they would have looked really good, I believe, this year at the Olympia, and I think I did the job needed to really improve them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just have to showcase them at the New York Pro now.
Yeah.
I feel like you have sweeps. They start lower, right? They don't start like at your hip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like some people like.
Yeah.
I think that's the shape. But if they're full, if they're fuller, they're gonna look, So Zayd answered. How about Xavier? What muscle you want?
All of them.
To get your.
Yeah, I need all of them. help. Probably back, man. Like when because I went and did like men's physique, and it was never like because I did classic bodybuilding. So I won the year before it became the Arnold in Australia. I won the overall in the classic bodybuilding, which was essentially the same as classic physique. It was just more poses, essentially, like all the bodybuilding poses. But then I had a few injuries and stuff, like bulging discs in my back, and I'm just like. And I wasn't one of those guys. I was always like, I think the reason why I got it was because I was having all these back issues. And I'm like, I'm not a pussy. I'm going to train legs as hard as I can. And then I just remember going into the gym being like, I can't walk. And then it just went. So yeah, for me, like if I'm competing in men's physique, definitely back, because that's the one thing. Like the annoying thing about men's physique is it's like a front and a back pose. That's it. It's like, could they make it any more boring or what? Like it's, it's, they could just do so much more with it, man. Like, this is the thing. I compete in it and I don't really follow it. Like that's like pretty much says something. You know what I mean?
What
like,
division you like the most?
Bodybuilding, hands down. Like bodybuilding easily, open bodybuilding, then probably classic. But
I really am enjoying classic recently.
Yeah, I love classic. Too. It's fun, man. Yeah, and with the weight cap going up, it's sort of at first I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea because you want something where it's like, okay, like C-bum is crazy. Like, yeah, I actually agree with it now, like, because it's actually closer to be open as well. But I'm like, now, these guys aren't going to be jumping into open or aren't going to be jumping into 212. But the thing is, they're actually closer. So if they do make that jump from classic to open, they don't have to have 3 years off. They could have a year off maybe and then make the jump, or 2 years off and then make the jump. So I actually do like the weight increase. But yeah, I love classic, man. I love the fact that posing, because you've got obviously the top guys are good at posing, it sort of raises everyone else's standards. So if you had like not just Samson, but all the top guys were like next level poses in open, I guarantee the guys that are 6 to 12 in the Olympia are going to do better routines because they're not going to want to be like all these guys have spectacular routines. But I get it because like if it's not judged, like why would you, when you feel like shit in a prep, you're struggling to get your ass up off the couch, why would you then go, yeah, I'm going to put an hour into my posing routine right now? Like you're going to be like, fuck that. I'm just going to hold the poses and get more posing endurance.
That's facts. I don't follow men's physique too close, but I have a lot of men's physique clients, right? And some of these guys got some crazy physiques, and I'm not even talking about like the top Olympians. I'm just talking about just your run-of-the-mill guy. What's that guy who trains with Smash Manley, with Josh Manley? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Bro, this guy is like a mini Phil, and he has huge legs. And boy, he's squatting like 5 plates and benching. I'm like, I messaged, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Yo, go to bodybuilding, motherfucker. Like you don't realize what you look like. But in the same token, he doesn't weigh a lot and his waist is tiny. But I'm like, everything is there, right? And then most of the clients I attract in men's physique, they're bodybuilder at heart. It's just that they happen to be in a position where they work full time and they have kids and they can only give so much time to this. So for them to do what it takes to be open guys, I don't know if it's really in their cards, but physique wise, and some of these guys have some crazy physiques. I got to be honest with you, man. You know.
Yeah.
What's the question, bro? I forgot the question.
Me
body part.
Oh, body part. Oh, back. Yeah,
back.
It's true.
Okay. So okay.
Hair. Say hair.
Quiet.
Already got that. Yeah, probably back for me too. That's something I'm
Back.
trying to work on a lot.
So back, arms, sweep. How about Justin?
I gotta say back too. If you got like a crazy back, like you could almost, that's like one of the body parts that you have. Like you can almost have weaker other body parts and you still look like crazy because everybody remembers like a stupid back, like Johnny Jackson or what was his name? The one that was X-Frame or X-Men. What was his name? Tony
Freeman.
Tony Freeman.
Yeah. I mean, everybody remembers the back. Yeah.
And the other guy too. What's that guy?
Joel Stubbs.
Yeah, Joe Stubbs had a crazy.
Yeah, he was freaky.
He was a pilot, man. I love that. He's a pilot, and he had like everyone's like all the magazines were like about his wings and flying and all that sort of shit. But man, he was wide as hell. He's a wide guy. I saw him in person in Australia. Like,
wait, does he? Yo, Zay, does Joe Stubbs? Does he live in LA?
I'm not sure, but I know he's a pilot. Yeah.
I think he lives in LA. I'm pretty sure I saw him before. I'm pretty sure I saw him before at the gym. I'm like, yo, that looks like Joe Stubbs, and he had a big back, but he was smaller, obviously. But I didn't want to be weird and be like, yo, you Joe Stubbs.
There is a guy that looks like him, but no, that's not him.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Imagine.
I would have asked. Shit.
You would have.
I remember being a kid and going to gyms, man, and seeing like literally local bodybuilders. I'm like, are you this person? And I'm like, whoa. Nowadays, it's like people see a pro like you, Nick, and they're like, oh, Nick Walker. Like they don't even treat you sometimes like a celebrity because they're so used to seeing you.
Social media,
back in the day, man, I was like 15. Bro. I'm like, are you this bodybuilder? It's like, but they, got second at a state show. And I was like, they're a celebrity.
Someone asked me if I was Sam Sulek. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I can see the resemblance. No, nowadays, bro, kids will ask you. They'll ask you for your cycle, bro. They'll walk up to me, hey, what are you on? I'm like, bro.
I have not got that one yet.
Really?
Well,
you're too big. You intimidate people.
People know better.
Listen, when I would see Victor Martinez and Kai Green at the gym as a teen, right? If I would have, bro, Victor would have smacked me. He would have smacked me down to the fucking floor. How the fuck are you gonna walk up to a stranger as a kid and ask him?
You never even met. What's your cycle?
That sounds crazy, but I get it all the time.
Tenderloins, my friend.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is my cycle gonna do for you at 16, bro? Nothing whatsoever. Okay. I would pick legs, just lower body in general. I think I would look a lot better with just huge legs, personally. Not arms.
Legs is a big one.
I thought you were gonna go for the calves, actually.
I would love some calves, but they don't judge it really unless it just maybe looks really shitty. But nah, they don't judge this shit. So I would want that for my own personal reasons, but on stage, not really. Let's do a couple more. I think I want to get some non-bodybuilding ones. Smash before or after the gym?
After.
Yeah.
Before.
It depends on what the workout is.
Always
before?
After.
I don't know if you want to do it before. I mean, like if you do it in the morning, then you do your morning cardio, get some meals in.
After.
I'm not a morning.
I ain't doing shit after legs.
Yeah, exactly.
I sure as hell ain't doing it before legs neither. So on leg day, it's a no-go.
Yeah, no, leg day is not happening. But after, I don't know about you guys, but like the endorphins get going after, you know what I'm saying? You're a little more excited. you know.
I am,
And
but it's
No, I
got to
feel
be
like
like
I'm ready to go to
immediately after though.
you said not immediately.
No, it's got to be because if I get home after training, I eat, I shower. Once I sit on the couch, them endorphins gone.
Yeah,
Well,
Is this before a shower? I can't do it straight
Yeah.
after.
Oh yeah, no shower. I like it.
Oh.
I like it. I like it with a little bit of must there, some flavor.
I'm with
I
you.
like that. I like that. Yeah. See, Nick knows East Coast baby. That's that East Coast shit, man.
East
I like
Coast
the
vibes.
aromas. Like,
They don't even bathe
Yeah.
over there.
I like.
He was
I
quiet.
mean,
He's like, "Nah, I got to shower first."
have you ever had like sore lats or like sort of like crampy lats and then been like, pulling the hips in and you start cramping in your lats and you're like, holy fuck, I need
No,
to
I've had
change now.
hamstring cramps before, though.
Hamstrings too.
Hamstring,
Hamstrings are
yeah.
a motherfucker, yeah.
I've had the hamstring.
When you nut and like your hamstring
Hamstrings
starts
locked
locking up, that is so embarrassing, but it's kind of funny too.
I laugh.
You gotta be comfortable with that person enough to laugh at that,
Yeah.
But nobody else likes that immediately post workout with some musk going, some fumes. No,
I would honestly rather before the shower because if you do it after the shower, then you're going to get sweaty and shit again. Then you got to take another shower.
Does anyone like during shower?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I hate that shit.
You got to have a big shower though.
It's not really my
Slippery.
cup of tea. For me, it's like the angles. I can't get the right foot.
I don't mind it.
Too big.
yeah.
I mean, I don't fit.
Well, the
That's not
shower's
gonna
got to
work.
be big enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the shower has to be big enough.
But okay, what exactly are you like? For me, like the most I'll do is like play around, But
Play
like,
around.
like, what are you really getting into? Like, you gonna put her on top of the fucking walls? Like,
Oh,
you know,
doggy. What do you mean?
That's about it. Yeah.
Depends how tall you are, though. I've got some long ass
pick
legs.
her
man.
up. You can pick her up.
Yeah, but like,
No, that's an accident waiting to happen, dude.
If you
You,
go
you
straight
gotta,
down,
you gotta
like,
have the
fuck.
sticky shit in the shower, at the bottom of the tub. You gotta have the grippy shit.
But it's like
Whoa.
if she's short, like for me, like doggy, like if she's short, I gotta like bend down a little bit. I don't know, man. That's not comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable. I don't want any stress. I don't want to have to overthink it. I want to be comfortable.
I think it always seems
He wants
like
to
a
be
better
confident.
idea.
I lay on my
Yeah.
back every time.
I don't know. Like I feel like you just like when you're like at your last set, maybe you pop like 10 milligrams of Cialis. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself that one notch.
I've never
above.
done that.
No.
Not on my last set.
I had a friend give me Cialis once, and I remember using it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is going to be great." And it just for whatever reason, Cialis just didn't work for me. I was just going between like these like really bad headaches, and then I'll get really hard, and then just go straight down, and then go really hard. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening to my penis?" Like I was like, "This is not good."
I don't like Cialis because it fucks with your nostrils, your nose. You get real stuffy.
Yeah, it gets clogged up, bro. That shit is
It's the same thing
bro.
as Viagra as well. That's the thing. You go all red and you're like,
never had
I sound like I've got a cold.
Yeah.
You got to go real low on the dose. So depending on yourself, like don't do like 20 milligrams. If you could do 5 to 10, listen. But you shouldn't do it every time. Like me personally, it's like if I'm trying to like impress somebody and saying like send some kind of message.
So tonight,
Impress
Valentine's Day.
somebody.
Send some message.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes you want to send that message, like it's like, yo, me and you've been arguing a little bit, but I want to show you, like, I'm gonna show you what's up, who's in charge around here. You know what I'm saying? You've been getting a little mouthy, mouthing off a
Don't
little
talk
bit.
things out. Just fuck it out.
Yeah. I noticed that your attitude been a little off. You getting a little mouthy with it. I'm about to shut your ass up real quick.
We'll see how toxic baby really is.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking back to me. About to show you some shit. No, but nah, that shower has never been my thing, man. I'm not into the shower stuff.
I think it seems like a better idea than it actually is.
A lot of times,
Just-
yes.
You grow up seeing it in movies.
I had like a 2-week period where I had some bomb sex in the shower, but I feel like it's you'd have to be high or something like, and you know when you're high and you can just
that'd be
literally
nice. That'd be nice.
you just know
I've never
what to
been
do.
high.
You've never been high and had sex.
No.
I can't tell if
Yeah,
Nick's
yeah.
being sarcastic sometimes.
Nick
What?
used to party. Yes, he's been high.
No.
I've never been high and had
Nick-
sex.
Oh,
Justin, Nick
I've been
is
high,
being serious. No, yeah. I think some things are overrated. Like you grow up seeing it in movies, like, oh, let's have sex in the shower, or like morning sex, man. You get the morning breath going, you drilling and shit.
Oh,
Like,
fuck, yeah.
You gotta go
I'm
brown.
not into that.
Morning times are not good times for me for that because I gotta pee, I gotta poop.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
Come
it's not-
on,
I gotta
come on.
let me take care of business.
Yeah, I'm not into that, man.
I am not a morning person when it comes to that.
Yeah, I can't get into that. One time, I was dating this girl, and she would like to give you head like before you wake up, like wake you up with head. And I'm like, I gotta pee. Like, what the fuck are we like? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, like, come on, like, let me go pee first. But then after you pee, that's not very intimate. That's like, yo, you just peed, bro. Like, I'm not trying to do that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know. I think all that shit is overrated. I just like plain regular post workout musty sex.
None of us else really like the post workout.
That one left real quick. All right. Why did everybody skip the struggle? I don't know what that means. What's your least? I don't want to do a bunch of drug questions. I'm sorry. I feel like, bro, motherfuckers take drugs. It ain't that deep. Motherfuckers do a little test. They do a little. You guys know. You guys know. Yeah, basic stuff. A little test, a little depot, basic stuff. You know, it ain't that. We're not gonna keep doing that every episode. I guess this is a good one. This is actually from a Classic Pro, my boy Bam. Top 5 Arnold for Classic. We can't do 5. I don't know. I don't think we know enough guys.
Oh, no
guys.
fall 5.
I don't know.
I can do 5. I think I can do 5.
I know who's gonna win. I know Ramon about to take that title, but Urs is there. Okay. Oh, Breon. Okay. Well, boom. There you
Breon,
go.
Wesley Visses, you got Michael de Bull. Michael de Bull's looking good, man. He's got more room to move in the class. Like he actually improved his physique, staying the same weight. And I know that happens, but like he improved his physique a fair bit in like
He'll be top 5.
Space. Yeah. So you got a good top 5 there, man.
I think those are your top 5.
Well, you just refreshed our memory because I wasn't even thinking about that in my head.
I do have Ramon winning and Urs second for that.
Yeah.
What I will say is that Breon has some advantages over Urs. I just don't know if he can beat Urs again because I don't know the height, the structure. Urs looks really polished.
Urs is really, really good, man. I think one of his own issues is he's also, I think, still young.
It looks that way.
Because he's only like 24 or 25, I believe.
I thought he's like 24,
yeah. So I think in the next few years, he'll be at the top for sure.
A lot of people in person said they had
winning.
Yeah, I could see that actually. Well, he has more room to improve than I guess than Ramon because Ramon is pretty much at his peak. I mean,
how old is Ramon too?
28, maybe.
So he's still young too.
Yeah, but a lot of people in person said they thought Breon should have beat Urs because just the graininess, the detail, that old man muscle. His back. I mean, let's be real.
I don't know if I'll say that, but I do think that was Breon's best look, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Breon's a little underrated.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think he beat him from the front. I think from the back, Breon is. I mean, Breon might be better than everybody besides what Bumstead from the back.
Yeah.
You know, and even that
his back double was very good. Very good. Yeah.
Now from the front, Breon sweeps. It doesn't sweep the way Urs sweep. Obviously, right? Urs got crazy sweeps. Breon's a grown man, bro. That's a grown man.
He's a lot older.
Yeah,
he's in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his 40s. So that sweep is gonna be not as sweepy maybe as they used to be. And then Urz's shoulder width into his weights, into his sweeps from the front. Yeah, from the front, I could see how he could have Breon, but it was close. So definitely, I think we all agree Ramon, Urz, Breon. I think
I'm gonna go Breon third.
Breon and Wesley.
And I want to go the Bull for fourth.
The Bull? Yeah. Oh, there's two the Bulls. There's a guy.
Michael the Bull.
Okay, yeah. There's one of my friends, Eric Brown, is called the Bull, but the other guy, Michael, the Bull is his real name. It's like Da Bull, right? It's like an actual name.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I thought it was like a nickname, but it's his actual name, which is crazy. Yeah, so I think we all agree, right?
Yeah, I'm the same as Nick, and then I'd have Wesley in fifth.
You have Michael over Wesley, right?
Oh, yeah, but Wesley's looking damn good, man. If you pull up his Instagram,
he is, but Michael's conditioning is another level, though.
Yeah, true. Now Wesley's conditioning is so much better than it used to be. I think he's underrated, bro. I always felt he was underrated, bro.
I did
what do y'all think holds him back? Just because his legs aren't that sleepy?
I just look, judging off that even picture, I don't know if it's conditioned enough. I don't know if he's hard enough. Man, and you got someone like Michael the Bull who's just ridiculous.
Bro, that's an insane back. Obviously, not as detailed as Mike's back is gonna be, but the fucking look at the lats, bro. Look at that's insane.
That's 7 weeks ago, man.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that looks good. That does look
He's hard now. Look at his back double there in the middle. One up. Yeah.
And the amount of size he holds and makes weight.
I would still put Mike over him.
Yeah.
The conditioning.
I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know, man. It's
Michael
DeBall has improved.
I don't personally understand how they judge this class, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. They all look great.
They really do, yeah.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
If you look at it from like a different lens, like because they call it classic physique, right? If you look at it from like the golden era guys, I think Wesley would place higher if you were going by that criteria. But I don't believe they do. I believe the criteria is a bit different. Like you see a lot of guys are actually more bottom heavy. Like
go on Mike's page real fast.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What about Damian Patrick? That guy's bubbly as fuck.
Yo, he looks fucking in person. Like I see him at the gym, right? Sometimes. How do you spell Michael the Bull? I don't. Mike
DABOUL.
Dabo.
Yeah, just type in DAB.
It's right there. Yeah, Dabo.
Now, Damien in person, he doesn't look like a classic guy. He looks like a bodybuilder. Now, but he still has a crazy small waist and all that. But bro, the roundness in his shoulder, his chest, arms, back, that shit looks insane. When I feel like when I see him in person, I'm like, bro, like this guy is gonna do really well. But then it has to translate to the stage, you know. But that guy looks insane, bro. I gotta be honest with you.
He's got like one of the most impressive looking physiques of this
so.
group, just because of the roundness and the fullness, and like I don't know. I feel like roundness is not really so rewarded in this division. It's more structure and lines, and you have to have some so that you could look big at that weight cap. But like, I wouldn't call Michael here round at all. You know.
No. I mean, Sebum. I wouldn't call Sebum round.
Sebum
has a not at all.
Arms are trash.
He beat me.
You're gonna get hate.
Apparently,
you got better arms than Nick. But Ramon is bubbly. Now Ramon is bubbly.
Yeah, I think that is crazy to me.
Yeah, he looks good.
He does look good.
Contest, dude. Don't worry about it, Nick.
that was from me too.
I think
what did
I like
get at the O
6, 7.
6, yeah.
Now me personally,
he competes a lot too.
Like the Bull.
Yeah,
I think if I was a judge, if Wesley is in great shape, I would prefer Wesley's physique over Michael the Bull. Just me personally.
But I do too. It's a little better flow. It's a little less angular and pointy. You know, like
Yeah.
his rib cage is a little. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just a little different looking.
Yeah.
We're also bodybuilders. I think we love that round, full look. Like I like Ramon's physique over C-Bum's. I'm not saying he should beat C-Bum, but I prefer Ramon's physique over C-Bum.
The problem with Ramon is he's got long limbs, so that roundness doesn't, if you were able to grow more and fill out those limbs, it would look rounder, but he's not able to.
I would like to see Ramon in open.
I'd like to see all these guys in open, man.
Good point.
God.
Yeah.
Everyone from 16th place back at the Olympia and Classic should be required to go to the open because it ain't gonna happen, bro. Just get big.
Look at Wesley Vicious. Imagine Wesley in open, like a fucking 320 off season.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damien got some muscle bellies on him, boy.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome look, dude. I don't know what kind of condition he gets into, but I mean, he won the Warrior show, right?
That's a hell of a front double bicep.
He was already qualified, and he just did that show a couple weeks before the Olympia for the hell of it, and he won.
Yeah. Now, I've seen Urs and Damien both at Gold's Venice, right? And if I'm being completely honest, Damien looked more impressive in the gym than Urs. But that's in the gym, right? So how do you peak is going to be a big deal. Also,
I feel like most people look more impressive on IG.
Yeah. I was going to say he's not popular, but 300K is pretty popular, right? That's kind of popular. Obviously, he's not Urs popular, but I think as him doing the Arnold, I think he's going to open some eyes. I think the judges are going to be like, oh, who's that guy? If he's in shape and round, full, how he looks in the gym.
And I don't know shit about Classic, but I'm rooting for this guy.
Me too.
Yeah, he looks good. I like him.
Super nice guy too, the nicest guy in the world.
Who coaches him?
Dynamite something. What's his name?
Dynamite D
or whatever.
Dynamite D.
Oh.
I'm gonna reserve my commentary. But Damien is really great talent. He should hook up with like Blue or Cameron or something. But what do I know? What do I know? But he looks good. He looks great here.
It's weird. He doesn't look like the same person there as he did in the other photos.
How old is he?
He's a grown man, I believe. I think he's a grown. This was him when he was
what's
younger.
What's grown man mean? We're all grown men.
That was 10 years ago. Never mind.
Am I not a grown man?
Yeah, he's older than us. He's definitely older than us. But
it's almost insulting.
You're a grown baby, Nick.
Yeah. You're a young adult.
Yeah, right.
I don't know the exact age, but if I did, I probably wouldn't want to say it because young guys do great in Classic. So
all right, so he's like 29.
Yeah, he
just assume
he's around 29. He's just chilling with his hand in his pocket. Like
I'll tell you what though, Breon doesn't look his age.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Say it with me. Black don't crack.
Not saying it.
I felt like I always looked a little older, but like once you hit a certain age, you stop aging. I feel like if you bodybuild, you look.
How old are you?
31.
Yeah, you look older.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, but like you look older early on, but then you kind of hold that age for the rest of your life,
Well, let's hope you hold that age.
Nick, do you want to get invited back on or not?
No, this is
Ashton, my boy.
That's how we talk in the East Coast. Yeah,
Breon sort of got
He
a bad
looks great,
rap.
man. He does.
Yeah.
He got a bad rap, like with that whole
according to that
C-bum
picture, man,
model.
I don't think his legs are that bad.
No, his legs look his legs aren't bad at all. They just don't sweep the way
He's got some nice arms.
He does. He has good legs. Yeah, he has good
Everything
legs.
is really like I think in proportion to him, to be honest.
Yeah, these are
I
good
think he
shots
loses
right
a
here.
little on the sweep, like when he's like directly from a front, like he's posing that like to perfection in that one because he's got his legs flared. So straight on from front, like in a front relaxed, unless he's got his like knees really flared out and is on a massive angle, you can sort of see that a bit. And like in a lineup with like he's just say he's standing next to Urs. Urs has like these huge round sweeps, and it just like sort of highlights Brion's weakness there. So I think that's the one thing that sort of just gives Urs the edge over Brion. But yeah, it's
can't you make the argument that Urs legs are too big for his upper body for classic? Like, what's the balance? No, okay.
He only trains them like once a month now.
Yeah, because he has to make weight. Oh, look, he's at Fit Nation Gym. That's
Fit Nation
Podcast. Yeah, Fit Nation Podcast, Fit Nation Gym, the best gym in SoCal. They don't pay me to say that.
In that gym.
Oh, they got some crazy equipment. Yeah, because these guys are like old school, passionate guys.
Okay.
They get a bunch of. Oh, they have a little bit of everything. They have.
It's all yellow.
Nautilus, hammer strength, Icarian, flex. I mean, you name it.
Oh, they got flex.
They got flex. Yeah, they got everything. You been there before, Justin?
No.
Joe had sent me some pictures of some pieces.
How about side backs?
Yeah, they got some side backs. They got, the gym is huge. They got everything, man. Honestly.
How about 200-pound dumbbells?
They do. Yeah, they got 200-pound dumbbells.
Oh, you don't use those anymore, don't you, Nick?
No, but it's still nice to look at.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little legitimacy.
They would love to have you there, Nick. If you're ever in Cal, come check out Fit Nation Gym, man. Home of the champions.
I might have to when I go back to Vegas.
Yeah. All right. We completely just forgot the questions and derailed, but let's do one more. All right. Is that fair?
Fair enough.
What's your least favorite? Everybody skip struggle. When was the last time you lose something? Okay. Sorry, guys. I got a lot of stupid questions.
I know you got to vet the questions.
Okay, I guess this is decent. I don't know if you got best bodybuilder to never turn pro.
To never turn pro?
There was. Oh man,
there's a few guys in the 90s, man, like that were next level. I'm trying to think of their names.
Rich Piana used to be really good.
Rich Piana, what?
He said, dude, Rich Piana back in the day, but when he quit, he was a good super heavy.
I mean, good, yeah, good. I thought Trey Brewer was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
but he's not one of the best to not turn pro though.
No, he lost his touch.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you got to go back in the day for this.
Yeah, I think it was so competitive back in the day. There were so many good amateurs.
What about Rory Liedlmeyer? I don't think he turned pro, did he?
I don't even know what he looks like, bro. I just
look up Rory Liedlmeyer. He is like a Bob Paris, sort of like Frank Zane pumped up, you know.
I wouldn't even know how to spell that, my brother. How do you spell Rory Liedlmeyer?
Rory R-O-R-Y, and then Liedlmeyer. I have no fucking clue, man. So
let's do another question.
Let's
do another question.
Yeah, that was shitty, bro.
Real quick, let me just say Phil Viz is one of the greats.
Oh fuck.
Oh man. Stu. I gotta get him on the podcast one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do it.
Best advice to grow bigger legs.
Oh God.
These are bad questions.
Yeah, these are bad questions.
I'll sit out of this one.
Nick, tell him to make it good.
Right? The fuck?
Okay.
Do some squats or something.
Let me get deeper. Okay. Greatest piece of advice for your younger self. That's a decent one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
In bodybuilding terms?
No, let's not even make it bodybuilding terms. Let's go ahead and we could go deep on this one. We go deep.
Oh shit.
Let's start with Nick.
Fuck, how did I know you're gonna pick me?
Because the way you look nervous, you were sitting there like this. I had to pick you.
Advice how to give my younger self.
That's a tough one. It's deep, but it's tough. All right,
There's many things I would say be more patient. I would say enjoy life a little more and enjoy the ride a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I look at where I'm at, and it's enjoying life is one thing, but I'm also enjoying what I'm doing, right? So if I had to pick like one solid piece, I would say just be patient, don't rush anything.
I think these are one of the questions. Like it's almost like the regret question, right? It's like you're only the person.
No, I have no regrets. I think everything I've done has led me to where I'm at, and I think where I'm at, I've made plenty of mistakes in life, and I've learned from these mistakes. But I don't regret anything because I think, like I said, from the mistakes that I've made, it's led me to where I'm at, and I think a lot of mistakes that you go through are more, not so much mistakes, just lessons learned. But they're only lessons learned if you actually learn from them, and not repeat them. And I think I've had a lot of that in my life, and I think I've learned a lot of valuable lessons. I know what to do, I know what not to do, and I don't hold any regret for the decisions I've made. I just, again, they're lessons learned, and you just move on.
The caveat is if you give advice to your younger self, now if you make different decisions,
you're not where you're at anymore.
Yeah, because you might avoid some hardship or some pain or some losses, but the truth is those are part of the tools that make you like.
Those are what made you.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't change anything directly, because everything you've gone through has made you who you are today, and if you are thoroughly okay with who you are, and you can look back and say, yeah, I made some general mistakes, but I've also learned from these mistakes to not make those same mistakes and repeat the pattern, then I think there's nothing really I would change at all.
Yeah.
I think we're all old enough that we've learned the mistakes that we've made so far, but I think we're still too young to go back and tell ourselves differently. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure we're all going to make more mistakes down the road.
Yeah. Right. But let's still answer it hypothetically. Let's go Xavier Wills.
All right. So for me, I listen to I don't know if you guys know Alex Hormozy.
No, is he American? Because we're kind of ignorant.
He was on Flexibles, right? Yeah. So he's on Flexibles podcast, and he's known as sort of the guy who he's made $100 million basically, or he's worth $100 million or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So he sold a whole bunch of books and all that sort of stuff. And he was talking yesterday on a podcast. He was interviewed by Chris Williamson, and he was just talking about essentially all the lessons you learn. And he's people don't see, I was fucking hustling, had no money, and people see the screenshot go up of my bank account that had fuck all in it. He's but people didn't see that. And he's talking about, he welcomes hard, hard things that happen in your life. You can look at it a few different ways. You can go okay, why me? This is bullshit. This is hard. Go down that self-pity side of things. Or you can go be this is hard. Okay, how many people would fall off when it gets hard? And it's okay, it's basically a process of elimination. So if you're doing it for business or bodybuilding or whatever, it's once it gets hard, it's there's going to be, just say 25% people would drop off at this point. Gets harder, 50% of people drop off, and then more people drop off, and then who's left standing, And I love that mindset of it. So you welcome hard. So you go, this is fucking hard, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm getting one up on everyone else. I'm that's a fucking cool way of looking at it. So, but anyway, regardless of that,
so is that your piece of advice?
Yeah, welcoming hard That's one thing. And then also just not jumping into a quick relationship and finding someone who will,
Yikes.
Let's not go down that road.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Let's not get into that story.
I won't talk that. No. But yeah, like pretty much like, I've been in relationships when I was younger, and it's like you jump into it and it's all good. Like you're sweet, but you need to like really learn people. That's one bit of advice that I would give myself. But would I change anything? Absolutely not. Because you learn and grow from it.
It sounds like you would change it.
Lay off, baby.
I got a couple kids. You can't say you regret something when you got a couple kids. So,
good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah, so
that's a mind fuck, bro.
There's gonna be, good comes with the bad comes with the good. So yeah, if you change some of these bad things, you might be changing some good shit too. I think that's the issue. So it sounds all bad, but then you're like, well, I still got these blessings from it. So I don't know.
And that's why it's lessons learned. Like not like, I want to change something that happened,
Yeah, that's facts. Let's go, Stu. Stu looks uncomfortable. You okay?
I've been thinking. I'm trying to think of something. I don't think I really changed anything. Like Nick said, I think I'm happy with where I am and how I've gotten here. But I'd say like I wouldn't hold other people to the same extreme standard. Yeah, that I hold myself to. Because like I used to just get confused, like especially in like a bodybuilding context with people who like why are you fucking off and like not following your meal plan, or like why aren't you sticking to this like the way that I am? And I was like, oh, okay, well these people just don't want it like I do, and that's fine, But back then I was like, yeah, you're weak,
I used to be the same way. I'm actually still a little bit like that.
Yeah, I'm so.
Yeah, well, it depends on the person, If you're competing in a show, like, yeah, you need to have that mindset, right? But like, if you're just like trying to get in shape or like be better,
right?
You can't.
I'm on a different mindset. Like I'm talking about, like I wouldn't look. If I could go back, I would change the way I looked at other people that like just didn't understand it, and like I couldn't understand that they didn't understand what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I would change. I would go back and give those people more grace. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand it. Well, instead of saying, "Oh, you don't understand it," well, fuck you. Then I would be like, "You don't understand it,"
Let me explain.
And just be all right with them not understanding exactly what you're doing.
I was like that a little bit too.
Yeah. You think everyone's a hater because they're not like on board with this crazy thing you're doing, which is bodybuilding. You have to have the perspective that like what you're doing is ridiculous on its face.
Absurd behavior.
If you look at it,
right.
You look at it from the outside.
Have a little perspective and understanding of people who are normal, and good for them. They're probably better, happier, more balanced people for it. We just happen to be like in this game and so deep in it that we can't see the forest for the trees. I'm a lot better about that now. Like I'm not like, I'm not up my girlfriend's ass because she like had something that wasn't on her meal plan. I have done that before, and it was wrong of me. It was mean of me. But at the time she was like, she's saying she wants this thing, she wants to like compete or like.
Yes, I think that's what gets me is when you hear people say how bad they want it, but then they don't do what they're told.
Yeah, so
the actions don't match.
Actions don't speak. Yeah.
But don't get mad at them about it. Just like try to reframe what their goal is, And I was good about that back in the day. I'm much better now. But yeah, I think that kind of may have hurt some of my relationships and friendships over the years. But, oh well.
That's
Has anyone prepped a girlfriend and like you actually haven't been like that? Because I've said to like, I'm sure you guys have like gotten partners before and they're like, "Oh, can you do me a diet plan?" And you're like, every time I've gone, nah, I'd rather you get coached by someone else. And they're just like, what? But this is what I used to do anyway. And it's like, I'm like, I will give it to you. I will give you this plan, but I am not looking at what you do. If you mess it up, that's on you, not on me. You can do whatever you want. But then it's still awkward. Like she might be like on a Tuesday night, let's go out for dinner or something. And it's not on their plan and you want to be encouraging them to do the plan. So you're like, I'm in this fucking position that like, what do I do here? And then you're thinking about it. So that's why I I like with one partner, I said, please just get your diet done. Get it done by this person. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I guess bigger picture, just like understand that you can't control what other people do, and you have to be able to like let go and be like, okay, this is out of my hands. You're going to do what you're going to do, and I'll deal with whatever effect that has on me. But I mean, being a control freak like that in relationships, in whatever, it's not going to work, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta. I think you gotta stay away from it because it's like, okay, I'm gonna make your plan, okay, and then I see you cheating on your diet, and then it's like, okay, even if I don't say anything, but then okay, a week later you're like, oh my god, I just can't get rid of this. Oh, I'm crying. I'm so sad. It's like,
but you ate that shit the other day.
Yeah, don't cry to me.
You can't get like emotionally invested in somebody like that.
You can't. Honestly, but even outside of relationship, like even with clients, you can only get as emotionally invested as you're comfortable with, because even that pisses you off. Oh, I'm gonna pull out the show. What?
Bitch, what?
You're ready? Like, let's go win the show. Oh no, I'm pulling now. I just not feeling right. Why? What are you talking about, bro? So you'll get so invested, and then they'll do these left turns. So and he like so you kind of have to keep the emotions at a low, which is a lot harder to do if you're dating somebody and you're prepping them. Just I don't want no parts in that shit. Keep that shit away from me. You know what I'm saying?
I know some coaches get like too invested in terms of like when they're like, just say a client leaves them for someone else and just say it's communicated. I've heard coaches go off at clients and I'm like, they're paying you a fee. They can leave whenever the fuck they want. Like, it's like, why are they beholden to, they haven't signed like a 3-year contract or a 5-year, a lifetime contract with you. It's like, chill out. Like, if they're going to leave you and they communicate it, all good. If they leave you and they go to your mate who's coaching. Exactly.
I got to be honest. I encourage my clients to try other coaches because it keeps that
business model, man.
Yeah, but it is. No, you're right. But it keeps that grass is greener on the other side mindset away from me. It's like, this coach said I don't have to do 2 hours of cardio. I can do 30 minutes cardio and look like this girl. Oh, great. If he could do that, go try him out. And of course they come back like, no, I got fat. Yeah. Like, what the fuck you think? Like, I'm not making you do this shit for fun. It's because you're not losing the weight. So I encourage them to do that. And that's happened to me a bunch of times. They always come back. People respect honesty. You gotta. They think you're trying to keep them because you need their money. Like, you're one person. Like, I don't know offense, but I don't need you. But you gotta let them know that you're not trying to hold them back or anything like that. Go try it out. Go try everybody out. Be a fucking coach or try every coach in the world, and it's not any different. Sometimes they're like, damn, this coach charged me $700. I'm like, great. Like, what the fuck do you expect? I'm giving you a great deal here, and I'm doing the best I can, whatever. So, sometimes you have to encourage that, if anything. Zaid, what's a piece of advice you would give yourself?
Not everyone that's your friend is really your friend.
Oh
yeah. Don't trust 2 people too quickly, probably. And if I had to choose something else, it would be save more money. Because I spend a shit ton, and it's not a good habit. All I make is all I spend normally, and probably that would be one of them. Save more money and don't trust in the people right away. Make them your friends, make them cool, make them into your inner circle until you really get to know them. I've had this lesson multiple times in my life, so definitely that's number 1. Yeah. Don't trust too easily.
I would say try to think more long term. Instead of making short-term decisions that lead to like a quicker turnaround, right? Like, okay, I can make a short-term decision that's going to make me happier, like short-term, but probably more miserable long-term, or make more money. I can do this thing and make a bunch of money in the next few months. But where am I going with this, right? So it's like you can let's say, for instance, right? Allegedly, hypothetically, right? You're like, okay, I can just do something illegal and I'll make a bunch of money, and I don't have to go work a 9 to 5. That's great, right? You know, or okay, I can lie to this girl, cheat on this girl, and I'm happy. I'm getting all the ass, and everything's great, right? But where is that gonna end up 5 years from now? You know, and these were things I used to think about. I'm like, yo, 5 years from now, I could be homeless. Like I could be a lonely homeless. I don't know what the fuck, because I'm making these decisions that are conducive to the next day, but I'm not living for the future. My future is in complete shambles, but I'm doing pretty good right now. That's not a smart way to live, you know, but you don't know any better if you're in your early 20s and you don't have like a mentor, like a father figure or something like that in your life. These are things. So, you know, so you could say, well, I would change it, but this is what made me learn and become like I think I'm like a pretty honest person now. You know, you have to learn why you can't be a piece of shit for you to learn how to be a good person. Right. And now some people,
Yeah.
they're in a certain circumstance, but then that changes and they're still pieces of shit. Those people aren't pieces of shit because of their environment. They're pieces of shit because they're just pieces of shit. That's the difference. Whereas if you're doing things that you're not supposed to because you felt like you have no choice, but once you have a choice, you no longer want to do those things. That I think that's the testament. Nobody's good or bad. We all just people who make choices. You decide how much bad choices you want to make, how much good choices you want to make, and that's what's gonna be left of you when you're gone. You know, when you're gone, they're gonna say that guy's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Good riddance. Or they're gonna be like, yo, that dude's a solid dude. You know, good.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, bro. That's a solid guy. Like all of you guys here, everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's a solid dude. Rest in peace, great guy. That's what you want. Oh, somebody disappeared. Who disappeared?
Justin.
Oh shit, probably battery died. That means Justin is not a good dude. He got nervous.
Stuck in my question.
So yeah, so think long term, even with bodybuilding, because when I started, you know, doing my own thing and working with John Regan, it was some crazy cycles and shit that I shouldn't be doing to my body that I did, you know. But then you have to learn. So yeah, make better choice. And we're still learning, like, you know, so none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still gonna, like Nick said, we're still gonna make a bunch of more mistakes. But as long as you're learning from this shit and trying to be better, not like this is how I am, I'm not gonna change, you know. So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to get so deep, but
That was good.
Good, deep, man. I love it.
It's one of those
It's
things.
funny as well. Like you can make decisions, like you can make the bad decisions and they be unintentional. Like the first, like just this is a very not deep example, but like after my first bodybuilding competition, I was told by these like state bodybuilders, dirty bulk, force as much food as you can. I put on 60 pounds within like 8 months. Like I was 17 years old. So I went from like 70 kilograms or whatever to like a little over 100, which is like 220 something. But it was a lot of fat, you know, and I got stretch marks for life from that shit. And that was a completely unintentional. I thought I was doing the best thing ever. I was forcing food, almost vomiting. I thought that was the way it's done back then. So that's an unintentional like mistake that you've made. But if you're continuously making mistakes that you know you're doing bad things continuously, then it's like you've really got to like do something and work on yourself, because there's two differences there. It's like you can make a mistake sort of unintentionally and then realize a mistake and correct it. But if you're deliberately making bad choices, it's like then it's a deeper thing, you know?
It's like,
exactly.
Look at Taylor Swift, right? I mean, she is the problem because she has so many fucking songs about crazy breakups, right? Like, if you just are telling your story is just the same story over and over again, it's like you got to pick up on what's going on and do something about it if it's negatively affecting your life. Now, if you're going through patterns that are like bringing you success, then keep doing it. If you're like constantly shooting yourself in the foot over and over again because of like how you deal with people or like, you know, relationships or like whatever it is, you know, dieting, whatever you're dealing with, it's like you got to fix what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I know people who just keep doing the same shit, and it's frustrating because they're your friends, and you can see what's going to happen, but they just won't change. You know, it's like who they are, and eventually, like you kind of get to the point where, like I was saying earlier, like you can't control it, so you're not going to get emotionally invested in it. And it sucks because they're your friends, but you can't change them. So
what I was gonna say, at first, I was gonna give a different answer. I was gonna say I would probably not hurt the people that I hurt in life, right? But then I was like, but that wasn't intentional. I've never intentionally been like, let me hurt this person I love. Like, no, nobody fucking does that, right? So it's like it was just immaturity, like a lack of maturity that you're doing the best with the tools you have, right? Emotionally, or I don't know, financially, physically, you're trying to do the best with the tools you have. If you're at a point in your life where you just don't have the tools to treat somebody well, then maybe you treat them bad, but it's not intentional. You don't know any better. So that can't be advice if you don't know any better. Like, how would you know? You don't know. You don't know till you learn, and then you can look back and be like, okay, that was wrong, and I won't do that again to anybody, right? But you can't really give advice on that. That's just something you have to learn. And shit, people hurt you too. Like, people hurt me too. What the fuck? And they got to fix themselves too, motherfuckers.
Yeah, the shitty thing is though, like you still can't change it. Like you still hurt that person. And for me at least, like when I do somebody wrong and I didn't mean to, that's the worst. Like if I don't like you, then
fuck you.
Fuck you, But like if I do something that negatively impacts you and I like, fuck, I can't fix that. Like that just sticks with you.
That hurts. And even if they forgive you, they're just saying that, but you know that you can't really forgive that. You kind of just like, nah.
I mean, even if they really truly do forgive you, though, you're still like, man, I wish I could fix that. Like, I wish I hadn't done that to you.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
I think in that situation, you can just like you can pretty much like. I think if you've hurt someone and unintentionally, like one thing is like you can do is like make it up to them, but also then just go, okay, well, I'm going to like right that wrong, even just in a sense of like karma. Like I'm going to do something nice for someone else, like overtly nice. Like even, just like I went on a kick for a while of like trying to compliment people in public, which normally when I was younger, I'm like, I would feel too awkward to say something to someone in public. And I just like pushed myself out of a comfort zone and just started saying hi to people when they don't expect it. Like, oh, how's your day? And they're sort of like, people are sort of surprised because people are just assholes these days and don't say anything, which, I used to be like that. So it's like, just try to do something nice or like do the thing where you pay for someone's coffee that's behind you or something like that, where like people were, so like Lee Priest talks about doing it and no one expects it from Lee Priest. And I think he gets a kick out of like having face tats and then paying for someone else's ding and being like, what? But it's, it makes everyone feel good, man. Because if you pay for someone's coffee and they don't expect it and they walk off, they're going to be happy, and then it makes you happy because you've done it and it just spreads good, So if you've fucked up in other senses, try to just put positive into the world somewhere else,
Yeah. Anybody got anything to add to that?
Forgive yourself.
That's it.
Do the best with the tools you have. Don't be a piece of shit, man. It's not that hard to not be a piece of shit. Like I said, ignorance is one thing if you don't know better, but you can learn. You can fucking learn to be better. Read the room. Like, I don't know. So do your best to be a decent human being. Okay, so we don't talk shit about you when you're gone. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it, gentlemen. Thank you everybody for coming on, taking time. I know it's already Thursday in Australia.
9:11 a.m. Yeah,
it's 11 a.m. Oh, 9/11.
9/11. Yeah.
Wow.
He got the whole Thursday. We're on Wednesday, 2:00 over here. Holy shit.
We early, man. We early. I can't remember where the world clock starts, but it starts like just before New Zealand, I think, and then we're like the east coast of Australia, so we're sort of got the just about the furthest ahead of everyone.
Yeah. Nick gave us 2 hours today. Okay, Nick.
I did.
You really do like.
I came for this one.
You really do like this, Nick.
Voice.
Yeah, this one's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah.
Of course.
I got you, Nick. I got you with that $500 that for the podcast. Podcast fee. Podcast fee. All right, gentlemen.
That's good.
Do we have anything to discuss off podcast, or you guys are good to go eat?
I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks, Xavier.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate you. All right, y'all.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.